warning.
Welcome to the 2-minute warning, where sports fans sound off.
I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind. I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind.
We in here. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? At the buzzer, like literally at the buzzer, your boy makes it into the show. We are Pride Rules Podcast, sponsored, brought to you by 2 Minute Warning, the fine friends over at 2 Minute Warning, the Facebook group. I am freaking fired up because I just raced to this phone and I got there in time, heard that shitty intro music, and I knew I was trying to help Omar, so we didn't have to do the intro. What's up, gentlemen? Omar, Tommy.
What is good? You fucking piece of shit. You are absolute.
Yo, I'm sorry, but when I heard that music going, I was like, I did it. Yes, you don't get it. I was fucking sprinting up my stairs. That's awesome.
A good thing I had my eye on the board. I was like,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, he probably saw the number, so that's good.
100%.
Oh my god.
So, what episode is this? Our 32nd?
31, baby.
31st episode. I lost count because I was MIA last week, but you guys held it down for sure. I appreciate that, and obviously, you guys just play your role as the co-hosts, and you get the job done. So that's good. So it's our 31st show. We are sans Chris Gucci today. He's working a little bit late. He caught the shaft, but he's used to that. Ain't nothing. Hot dog down the hallway type shit.
All right, so we're gonna have two good shows in a row then. Sweet.
That's true. Jesus.
Got him. Well, today we have a little bit of interesting topic, something that I wanted to do for a while. Hadn't really brought it up. Kind of surprised you guys last second with the the State of the Union with the divisions in the UFC and where people stand and just basically taking a pulse of the division. I know where Tommy's going on a couple of them already, but, we'll have some fun with that when the time comes. There's also, obviously, the whole Cody Garbrandt injury, and I really think that this is something. What's trying to happen is, obviously, Dillashaw wants to parlay this into, possibly getting another title shot. The likely scenario would be for him to move down because he ain't going to do shit going up because there's already, the Holloway thing going on. So, he's got to wait in line there. For the most immediate title shot, he's trying to go down. Demetrius Johnson's like, no. Listen, pal, this ain't no super fight. You don't got no belt. You're just a guy who comes in. You need to win a fight at bantamweight first before you get a shot. Plus, it's also not fair for Ray Borg, and I know Tommy's going to agree with me, but the reason why we have rankings in the first place is so the guys that actually get up to the top with their shot get their title shot, and being that Demetrius Johnson already beat the two that were ahead of Borg now basically stands next in line for that title shot, and here comes Dillashaw, muddy in the waters, trying to get his hype up, and I actually feel bad for Ray Borg. They were going back and forth on Twitter, and Borg's like, of course their fans are going to vote for you, bro. I'm like a nobody. I'm on my come-up right now. You're TJ Dillashaw. Like, I'm going to lose that poll, because Dillashaw was like, who would you rather see Demetrius Johnson fight or whatever, but I don't know if you guys talked about this. I don't want to jump into it right now. So when we get to that, we'll talk about what the hell's going on. And there was another topic. What was it? Oh, basically, the Cody Garbrandt, Dillashaw shit. And I know Tommy wanted to talk about the Cyborg Magana beef or whatever that went down at the athlete retreat, which seemed like a really good time. You guys, I know you guys follow a lot of the fighters on Instagram, as do I. So you saw those videos. They had the Snoop concert. Tons of swag was given out to the fighters. And, I would, as a UFC fan, a fan of any sport, how great would it have been to just be, like, working there, when all the fighters were there just chilling out and having a good time. Like,
what are they, a Christian Christian camp? Like, it's a church fucking retreat? Like, I'd say fuck taking me on a retreat. Pad my fucking paycheck. Give me some more goddamn fights.
I like Kenta at his fucking
little Irish cocksucker of his fucking lightweight belt, and let's get these goddamn divisions rolling.
Tommy, this is a perfect.
That's right.
This is a perfect opportunity for an interim title situation. So Dana White's got it covered there. Don't you worry.
Yeah, but who? Who's fighting for this interim belt? Doesn't
I
Ramadan?
honestly still think. Well, Khabib's now calling out Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson's calling out Kenta. Tony Ferguson's calling out Nate Diaz. Like, everyone's calling out the Diaz brothers, but honestly, in my honest opinion, I would love to see Iaquinta versus Nate Diaz. That to me would be a great fight, just because of the styles that they bring, and I actually thought about that on the spot here because it obviously just came to me, but I think that would be a friggin' really fun fight, and Ferguson deserves it, so it's not going to happen before Ferguson gets his shot. Because he was calling him out, saying, I need a couple more months to get back into fighting shape, but I want Ferguson when I come back. I don't care what it's about, the belt, this and that. So, that's that. I mean, we could definitely talk about this when we get to the 55 division in our discussion, but, I don't know where you guys want to start. Do you want to start with the Dillashaw Garbrandt? Just knock that out of the way real quick.
I say we start with Bellator, to be honest with you. That was a good card we had last week.
Yo, that was a good card, and I don't know. I still think Daly's an idiot for calling that dude out after he lost. Like, what the hell is that about? You don't even deserve to talk to the microphone.
Before we get into that, I kind of want to talk about. I kind of want to talk about the Liam fight. As everybody knows, I am a huge fan of Liam. He is a very good friend to Madama Jiu-Jitsu. He comes in and trains there whenever he can, and he's a Henzo guy. Somebody really needs to get him a wrestling coach.
Yeah.
Because
he'd be pretty deadly once he learns to move the ground. Like defense and maybe a takedown or two.
It's just the defense portion of it, because anytime he started to get his striking going, all the dude did was just change levels and put him on his back, and you get a really good wrestler who knows how to distribute his weight well. It doesn't matter how great your jiu-jitsu is. If he doesn't want you to move, you're not going to move. And that's, pretty much what he was shown. They kept calling it, they kept saying that Liam has Hail Mary jiu-jitsu. Well, you can only Aaron Rodgers yourself so much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
First of all, that's a stupid statement anyway, but, it is what it is. I just think that fucking...
It's a stupid statement, but it's not, because, he hits submissions out of everywhere, usually, and it doesn't matter what position he's in. I mean, the guy can hit a triangle from Canada.
Anywhere.
It's unreal. But...
It's crazy.
That's really all he needs, because his stand-up is really good. His stand-up is good. He knows how to keep his distance well.
I think Tommy will agree. Like, after a while, though, and I think this is where he's going, it's great to have the triangle in your back pocket at all times. And it's deadly. It's a super deadly weapon. But at the end of the day, where would I prefer to be on the ground? If it was going to be an absolute war, even if I'm nasty for my back, if it's going to be 25 minutes of hell, I want to be on top.
Good point.
I want to be on top. Just gravity.
I love being on top. Missionary is like the best position. It feels the best. It's very intimate.
You absolutely get to look her right in the eye.
Yeah,
and you just let them know.
Shot of the body. It's fucking. To me, that's the best position. But I would definitely always rather be on top.
Instagram stories are better from up there. But you're able to just one of my training partners, his big thing is gravity wins, motherfucker. And shout out to James Ralph.
I like
but
that.
It's the truth. All things are equal. Do you want to carry the dude even on the bottom? No matter if you're attacking from your back, but if there's any near parity with grappling, then you're gonna end up having a tougher time. And then you add strikes to the equation. If you have a good base and you're able to just drop a couple of little chip shots, and it's terrible because I'm a super fan.
To me, I don't know if it's like Rogan speaks about it a lot, but when you're on your back and you get hit and you can't roll with the punch and your head can't go anywhere except clatter off the canvas, like McGregor did to Poirier and loves saying it. That to me is so dangerous because, bro, we don't have to go about head injuries here. It's the obvious, physics of the whole thing. Like your head has nowhere to go. It's absorbing 100% of that shot. So if you got like a guy like, some big dude, like to me, Lawler puts basically everything in all of his punches. So like someone like that on top of you raining down shots would be pretty freaking deadly to me. And I just think that it needs to be spoken about a little bit more sometimes. But whatever. I don't know. I just ran with that one real quick. Sorry, I went off topic a little bit, but
not hammer fist though, right?
No hammer fist. No, you hit with your knuckles, not the side of your hand.
Yeah, but the problem is
Sometimes it works, though. I get it. It's quick. It's but it's not as strong as someone turning their fist and punching down the right way. That's definitely a stronger shot. But.
Boss Rutan would disagree with you, but if you're in Liam's guard,
see, I don't think you will, Tommy.
Thing...
I'm accepting the fact that hammer fists are effective. I know that, but they're not as effective when comparing to a regular punch. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Anyway,
or elbow.
If you're in a guy like Liam's guard, you don't want to posture up and just start throwing down punches because that's when you're going to get triangled.
Of course,
he's going to triangle you. You know, so
but as Omar said, it's like when you're in that position, you're susceptible to other shit too. You're on your back. I get it. Like, where can you really go with the guard?
Like, he doesn't even have to be that good on the ground.
Do what you do.
Right? Like, and which is what we saw, right, Tommy? Like, we just saw a dude anti-jiu-jitsu to a win. And he just kept his body weight right on Liam's upper body, and Liam couldn't go anywhere with it. When he tried to go somewhere with it, I think it was in the second round, Liam snuck out the back, and instead of standing up, he went back to his back and was just held there. There just wasn't really much he could do because, I forget his opponent's name, but Linton
he was able to distribute his weight.
Linton.
Is that what it was?
It's a strong Jamaican name if I ever heard one.
He just kept his weight all on Liam, and Liam just couldn't move. It's that that classic wrestler versus jiu-jitsu. A really good wrestler is going to usually
beat the
guy with really good. Yeah.
Exactly, and just stay heavy.
That's what it is.
Sucks.
With,
I hate
with two good wrestlers now.
I'm sure you do.
Phil Davis and now this opponent that Liam had a problem with. So hopefully he gets a really good wrestling coach and really starts working on his wrestling because at that point, I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop him.
With good wrestling, Liam
that's for sure. I mean, if he improves at all, obviously with his track record. His track record prior to this, and obviously if you have any improvement in your game in any way, especially something like that, which is like, you're taking one of your biggest weaknesses and now turning it into somewhat of a, maybe hopefully a strength. Hopefully you can get it to that. Like, that's definitely going to improve you as a fighter tenfold, which, is not like the most surprising statement in the world. Obviously everyone knows that, so I'm not really shedding too much light on people, but, it is what it is.
It's all good.
But I get it, Tommy. You definitely want to root for your boy, and I felt bad. I like the dude. Like, he's a very likable fighter. I hate the fact that he's not having success because, hey, listen, dude, we're co-hosting a show. If I have no reason to root for somebody, and I'm not going to root against them just because you like them or something like that. That's hater shit, So obviously I want him to do good just because it's a representative of the tree that you participate in training and whatnot. But aside from that, I thought the card was pretty good. I'm excited to see Rory and where he's going to go with this. I honestly think it's going to end up, putting him back in the UFC at some point. Might not be the right move financially for him.
I don't think he'll go back.
Like, I'm talking down the road. Like, but the thing is, how much success can you have? And then okay, you hit a freaking wall, you get stagnant, you want to like compete against like the best of the best. I fully 100% believe in my heart of hearts that, especially looking back at him and Lawler, like, he can compete for the title, like, no question, in any fighting promotion that he participates in. So, I think it's not a waste of talent because he's making money in the Bellator. It seems to me like if you're the best in Bellator, you're going to have no problem making money. Like, you'll make more money in Bellator than you will in UFC.
It has nothing to do with the money.
Yeah, there's
everything to do with him not liking Dana. That's what it is. If you don't like the management or the promoter, you're not going to want to fight for that organization. It seems like Scott Coker, care of the guys he really wants to take care of. The bigger names.
He seems like a good dude. He definitely takes care of the fighters that are, especially at the top of the
and he's dangerous because we saw Dana White kind of keep him on ice for the entirety of the portion of his contract that he was still under contract to Strikeforce. Remember that? He kept him like in a cupboard, like a little Indian, and it was just like, "You're not going anywhere."
Indian in the cupboard. Yo, great movie.
He did. By the way. Absolutely great movie, great set of books. I was the nerd that bought all of them. But like, there were sequels. I'm not going to be, that much of
They made a movie. You don't have to read the book. They made a movie.
The movie was phenomenal.
But
but they kept him away, and I think that's a testament to how much of a threat they saw him as. And once he got loose, look what he's doing with Bellator. Immediately turned it into much more of a legitimate situation. Bellator snapped him up with the quickness before he went off overseas.
That's the type of fighter. You get 2 or 3 of those guys on your promotion, then we can talk about, okay, maybe the migration might be on now because guys are saying, hey, everything I hear is fighters are making a lot more money through sponsorships and stuff. Bader said it, I think Rory even said it too.
Lorenz Larkin is saying that the money and the respect too. I think what Tommy spoke to was the respect and the push marketing-wise that they're giving Lorenz now. He was criminally under pushed as a marquee player. He put a beating on a bunch of folks. He stopped Neil Magny's run to fame there for a little bit. And
I like Neil Magny.
You and I know. I like Magny too. But we know who Lorenz Larkin is. But who the hell did based on the UFC's marketing of this guy? Right? Lorenzo? Like no way. No, that's actually his name. Yeah, Larkin. Does he play Taylor?
Talking about the actor from
exactly. You have that, those knowing eyes and that deep smile. But you never know what he's up to. So I think we might see something if a couple more people jump ship.
Right. I mean, it's something down the road that you're gonna have to think about. But hey, I'm not gonna like overreact to that. I think and in a certain aspect, Tommy, you're right, because you kind of like, we're talking about this back in like show 1. I think we had a discussion about it because it was right when the sale happened. They started firing guys and like shutting down like whole offices, like Toronto.
Most of Canada, right? They shut down like a lot of.
Exactly. They like basically ixnayed that whole like region or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, pretty much. So Tommy, you've definitely been talking about it for a while, so I'll give you credit. I just don't think it's going to be as extreme as we might have thought initially, but, that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, but you got to understand, like, they're leaps and bounds better than they were, absolutely. It was good. It was good in the beginning because, the whole tournament format and everything was I really liked the tournament format.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
it's free, but it's just, Coker just seems to run things, pretty damn good. I mean, Strikeforce was a great product. I look forward to Strikeforce every time it was on.
I absolutely loved it.
He knows what he's doing, and he doesn't just do things to make a buck that much. I mean, the gimmick fights, okay, but.
Yeah, but that's going to happen no matter what. And you need that every once in a while to, kickstart it. And, it's like doing like a. Like a highlight show of like Seinfeld, and episode 100 did like a clip show of all the, that's how you gain new, people watch that show and it's like, oh, I missed this episode. Now I got to start looking for that because that shit was funny. Like they show clips from a bunch of shows. You need that kind of way, almost to like jumpstart or kickstart, pique interest in maybe people who might not be interested. They come across it and they see like a super fight or, something like that where, it's obviously being hyped as something that's going to deliver on a fight. So I really, I don't blame promotions for doing that, but, I really, I agree with you 100%, not to make this a boring comment, but yeah, dude, like they definitely are on the come up now, and it's fun because it just gives us a whole new, realm of fighting. We don't have to only worry about the UFC, and at that point, when there isn't a competitor for fighters to go to, like, it's almost like monopolizing the market. The power's way too much in the promotion side, and it makes for an even worse situation than we have right now in the UFC, which is as bad as it's probably been in a long time, with the amount of people that are coming at Dana White and basically ripping him apart. He might really have to like step down as one of the two roles that he kind of like juggles right now because. We've said it a while ago, and I really don't hear this anywhere else, and it's shocking to me, but, like, there's almost like a conflict of interest there with what he does. You know, he's trying to promote fights, but then he's like turning around and telling fighters, well, you don't deserve it. You know, like Nate Diaz is becoming more and more of a superstar since the Conor win, even though he lost after, you know, that was a great fight or whatever. But they don't call him right out and be like, you know, you're nothing without Conor. You know, like, and I don't think that's fair to be talking about an employee of yours out in the open like that. That's like harsh. You're like underselling your entire brand saying something like that. So, you know, I get it, Danny. You might have had a couple drinks, and people are always sticking cameras in your face. So what are you going to do? Eventually, something stupid's going to come out. But I mean, come on, man. That's not cool to do. You know, like you're over here pushing for your brightest star in the freaking sport to fight somewhere else just because you promised him something, dude. Go fucking fight Tony Ferguson. That's what I would be saying. You know, I don't care if you don't think you're not making enough money in that shit. Like, that's where it is. Like, I love Conor, and I get why he's doing this. I can't hate somebody for wanting to make money like that. I'm sorry. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. Someone could jump in anytime they want. I just feel like...
You're fired up. I like it.
I am fired up today, dude.
Yeah.
I missed a week, and I like, dude, like I said, I wanted to be on this show so bad. I was so pissed off that when they asked me to do that favor for them, but, you know, I made it, like I said. Fucking Carl Lewis running to the phone.
Dude, you were here the whole time. I'll sign an affidavit because you're making that favor sound ominous. So I got you, B. You were here the whole time. We were talking. I can manufacture.
Omar's always got my back. Unlike you, Tom, you freak bastard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's right. It's all about me.
But, you know, going back to my point, I just think it's fucked up. You know, come on, Conor. I love you to death. But, dude, please defend your belt and shut these motherfuckers up already. Like, first of all, if he beats Floyd, he might never fight again. I'm not even joking.
He's never
fighting
again
fight
anyway.
Again.
He's never going to fight again anyway.
Don't you
He's
dare
not coming back. No, he's not. I have to agree with Tommy on this. We were talking before the show. Yeah. He's going to go off and buy an island and just be like, fuck it, it's Conor
Island. That's what I said it for, right?
Yeah.
Your whole legend of Conor McGregor will live. Like, you don't have to defend your belt. You beat fucking Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match. You know, like, that's it. You can't go anywhere but down from there, bro. You might as well never fight again.
See, this is you're starting to believe the fucking Conor hype already. He's not going to win.
I don't think so either. I still don't think the fight's going to happen. I still don't think
the fight's going to get like the $75 million or whatever the hell it is. And he's not going to fight again.
That's Powerball money, guys.
He gave a fuck about fighting to begin with.
That's not true. You got Nate Diaz right.
No.
Like, you got Nate Diaz right. You got Conor McGregor trying to step into the ring with Floyd Mayweather. I get what you're saying, but you're wrong 100%.
No, I think I wouldn't go that far, Tommy. Like, I'll back you until the train gets off the rails.
That's what he's making it seem like. It's what he's making it seem like. You guys are right.
I'll give you that.
I could see that, but
you know, and it pisses me off because all these fucking fans of his, these new dumb fucks that he brought in,
bro. Don't you talk about my people?
They're all applauding what he's doing, and really what he did was
Tommy, you would do it too.
Yeah,
you would do it too.
No, time out.
They're gonna have an interim belt. You got nothing to worry about.
He shit on 2 fucking divisions. Because if he doesn't come back, now there's no legit champ at lightweight, and there's no legit champ at 45. Yeah. So
wait, what are you saying now?
With no legit champ.
Well, you got Jose Aldo, the guy who lost to Conor in 13 seconds, who's the champ of the 45 division.
It's not legit, though. It's not legit.
No shit. Exactly. Conor's champ.
So essentially, he's going to ruin 2 fucking divisions. These guys
honestly,
fucking kill
when I go back, I'll go back and look
at
Conor in the fucking weigh-in at the Aldo fight, even the weigh-in at the Mendes fight. Yo, he looks dead. You know, I don't know if he should even try to make 45 again. That's like unhealthy.
But I don't care. No, you're missing my point completely. You're missing my point completely. I don't care. He's not going back at 45. I'm just saying. He shit on a
you just
division,
said he ruined the division.
And now he's shitting on another
so the division's ruined forever because he, no, it's not.
Well, yeah, because there's no legit champ. Nobody beat the champ.
There will be a legit champ. If Holloway beats Aldo, there'll be a legit champ, and that'll fix everything quick. If Aldo wins, then it's definitely dangerous. Who's interrupting me on my fucking rant? Who's this? Did a warehouse just call in or something? All I hear is background noise.
No, he's calling for Chinese food. What's up, Kareem? Kareem, you there, buddy? What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro?
Nothing much. I'm listening to Tommy again over the same thing.
Well, I didn't bring the topic up.
Oh, okay. Jesus, you sound like a bad wife, Tommy.
Hey, man,
I didn't bring it
or go this way, make $80 million. Which one of those things would you do?
Of course, and he would do it too, Tommy. He would shit in the face of anyone who said something bad about it.
On top of which, he's not shitting on anything. Not even defending this guy. Let's be real. If the UFC believed in anyone in either of those divisions enough to create an interim belt, they would.
Yes.
I mean, they believe.
Frankly,
let's just say this lightweight belt doesn't get defended for 2 years. You're fine with that?
I don't think that's the case. Why? Where are you getting that number from? Like, why is it so extreme there?
Well, dude, he won it.
I mean, it's been November. He's still got. Literally only been 6 months.
So he's supposedly training for this Floyd fight that's supposed to happen sometime in September. They don't know when. Now let's say that doesn't happen in September. Then he keeps waiting. November rolls around. That's a year.
That's different. That's a problem. If the fight isn't signed and there's no date to fight, Dana's got to move on. Like, I get it, you tried, Dana, but put that on Floyd. You know, like
Dana won't move on because WME is telling him to let Conor fucking do whatever he wants to bring this money in.
Well, that's, listen, that'll fucking help. That'll give him a lot of money. So I get it. They're standing.
Because I guarantee you, Lorenzo and Frank would not be letting this go on this long.
No,
Lorenzo and Frank would.
If Conor's making the money that he could possibly make, the UFC is going to make billions.
When a man like myself, who's always pro-labor, is hearkening back to the days when a couple of anti-union billionaires ran something, you're in a bad spot. Like, think about it. It's the Fertitta brothers.
And I agree with you on all fronts. Usually, we stand lockstep on that shit. Like, I'm all for the fighters trying to earn their money and shit. It's just, going back, just tying in the whole Bellator thing. You got these fighters coming out, popping shit, like bragging about the fact that they're making more money now in Bellator, and not only that, they have a better chance of more success because of the thinner talent pool in a way. Like, I get it, it's not going to be that way forever, but it is less of a talent pool. There's not many marquee names in Bellator.
Rory made $500,000, I think, off that fight. I think I read that
somewhere. Which ain't shit. He deserves more anyway. Right. Well, only 607,000 fans watched that event, but it was a tape delay. I get it. A lot of people can just look up the results.
I knew about it at work. Like, that's why I
that's
watched
what I'm saying.
it.
I stayed away because I wanted to make sure that I kept it fresh. It was really tough for me, but I literally stayed off of Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like, fuck that. But that number didn't seem high at all to me. Like, they need more money. They need more numbers before guys start caking like Conor and those dudes. Like, I don't know if anyone will ever cake like Conor did.
Well, yeah, but you also got the basketball playoffs on right now.
I'm sure there's competition for sure. So I can't, and I think the delay had a lot more to do with it than the basketball game. But the basketball game certainly plays a part.
Oh, the delay also kills UFC events though too. Like, remember the last couple of times when they had them over in Britain, the UK, or anywhere, it was always tough to get folks on those cards. Michael Bisping would jump on, obviously, because that's for a while that's how he got
and Cerrone, but
Yeah, but
look this weekend. They're in Sweden. They're in Sweden on Sunday. It's 10:00 in the fucking morning. How many people are going to get up at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning and throw on
Islands
the
in the stream? That is what we do.
I'm not paying American money for that. Not at all.
Fuck.
No way.
I really don't care about Gustafsson and Glover Teixeira. I mean, you mean to tell me that whoever wins that is next
has
in
a
line
legit shot against
Jones
anybody?
And Cormier?
Yeah. Right. There's no. They don't have a legit shot against anybody at that point. They don't have a legit shot against a retired Anthony Johnson. Let's be serious right now. Anthony Johnson smoking weed knocks them both out.
Dropped by Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. He could be smoking weed.
Yeah.
The only hits he takes in both those fights after that are from bongs. But from those two fighters, I think AJ's that's easy money, man. Honestly, even now, like a fat Anthony Johnson, because he's looking a little thick in those business suits he's rocking. I'm not hating on it because I'm a little up there too. But
Are you talking about crotch?
No, hey, I'm not staring at that.
You stopped it instantly. You were like, wait, what?
Black pole, and it gets Carl all in a tizzy. Jesus
oh,
Lord.
Man.
But anyway, going back to what we were
anyway.
Rory made. I mean, he made $500,000. He never made that in the UFC for one fight.
Right.
What do you mean? They gave him $500,000 candy bars? Like, did they just hand him the candy?
Yeah.
They're amazing. Chewy nougat.
So, if he's making that kind of money off one fight against Paul fucking Daly.
But you know what I love the most out of all that?
It was in England. Daly's a good fighter. He just fucked up again in the UFC.
But the biggest thing
Daly
I think
is not UFC fighter caliber anymore.
Yeah,
he's not.
Oh, he's a gatekeeper at 170. He knocks out a ton of people at 170. That's a great test.
Maybe on their, if they're new in the division, and it's like their first
he's a fight night guy for
sure.
He's a
that's
fight
it.
Night
like
guy.
we're keeping our expectation in check here. He's definitely not a freaking a threat or a potential main event holder, or even co-main event.
No.
That dude is definitely what he is, but I think he's still got.
What I love though out of that Rory situation the most, I think that we're maybe slightly overlooking is. They paid him. It's great. I'm excited. I'm happy. However, my biggest thing was they let him sit as long as he said he needed to get better. Because the beating he took.
That's what happens. You cater to your stars.
No, but I think it was a really stand-up move on the part of the promotion. He came over and he flat out said, "Listen, you know what? I'll sign for whatever. I'll carry the torch, or the Spartan helmet flag, whatever the hell their logo is. That branding has got to go. Oh Jesus!" But anyway, he said to do that, but they gave him the time. They gave him the time to sit.
Right.
I think that's huge.
And
I think
if you think about it, they have a lot more to lose by by losing his potential signing. But in any event, like, you don't see that shit happening from like corporate company. Like, they don't care. They'll just try. Like, the money machine's got to keep friggin' churning here. So you rarely see that.
Scott Coker's smart enough. He knew that the more people waited for Rory, when it was finally coming time, people were going to come in droves. Now, you say 600-something thousand isn't a lot for TV.
On tape delay, it is.
Bad.
On tape
I don't
delay,
think it was that bad. It wasn't that bad, but he proved that he's somebody to watch on that promotion now, and he didn't take any damage. I don't even think
he's more than someone to watch. He's fucking he's like the torch carrier, bro. Like, that guy is.
Yeah, but they could set him up for a fight quick now because, like I said, I don't even think he broke a fucking sweat. So he could sign up for a fight and go into a fight camp like now and get ready. If it were me, I would see if he wants to jump on that fucking pay-per-view. If, God forbid, any one of those fights drop out.
When's that scheduled?
He might have to fight Mitrione. You never know. That's so weird.
When's that fight?
I think it's in June.
June 24th, I believe.
Is it that close?
I think it's that Friday.
Yeah,
it's at the end of the month.
Or something?
It's something crazy. Yeah, 19th it might be, actually. You're right there. So.
Yeah, I remember, I fucking, literally all I watch is, like, fighting now. There's nothing else.
No. Saturday,
like
hold on. Saturday, June 24th is the MSG pay-per-view. June 24th.
So smart,
This is my only problem with Bellator is them wanting to do a pay-per-view. I mean, I understand they have to do it.
They're trying something. I can't hate them for that, bro.
No, it has nothing to do with them trying something. It's what they have to pay Fedor. It's what they have to pay, Fedor. That's what it is. Fedor comes with a very high.
You look at that, what you're saying right there, like, I fucking get it where Dana's coming from with, like, guys like Anderson Silva. The problem is you got him doing that to Anderson Silva, but then he turns around and, like, sucks the teat of freaking George St. Pierre because, he hasn't, if George St. Pierre comes in and gets ragdolled and looks like shit, gets thrown all over the place, like, he's going to turn on him too, Dana. And then that's going to just create another problem with another fighter. And then it's just going to be the fucking norm at a certain point.
Yeah, but GSP's not over the hill. GSP is not over the hill.
Right, I understand that, but, if like I said, if he gets ragdolled and really doesn't look like he has it left, which is kind of tough to, figure out in one fight if you're, a promoter or a fan watching it, but for whatever reason, if that happens, I think he's in for a little bit of a surprise because Dana has already proven that he don't give a shit. If you fucking fall off, you're done.
I think his immediate worry should be what everyone's overlooking, and that no matter how you feel about him, Bisping is not a fucking joke. Like, Rockhold took him for a joke, and he lost his belt.
I love Bisping. I do. He could look like shit losing beating Dan Henderson, but, it is what it is. That dude brings it. He's a gamer. He, you know that if you've got Bisping on the card and he's fighting, you know what kind of friggin' fight he's going to bring. He might lose, but he's bringing the ruckus. He's bringing what he's got, and kind of the Nick Diaz thing. Like that's what you're getting with those guys. So, it's a safe bet. And I don't know. I just think that guys like that are worth a little bit more because of that.
I'm not sold on Rockhold. I never liked Rockhold. He's
are you serious? How could you say that?
You guys hate him because he's pretty. Like, that's what you guys are hating on him for.
He's so hot.
You know what? No, honestly, I didn't like him in Strikeforce. It's just something about him. I don't know. He's just another one of those guys you look at and you just think, douchebag. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because he knows that he's like, male model potential, so he probably walks around with like a fucking stick up his ass, looking down on people. Like, he definitely looks like that. I'll give you that. But this is
I don't agree with Dana White much.
Corny shit.
I don't agree with White much, but I agree with everything that Dana White said to him. Like, you just got knocked out in the first fucking round of your first title defense. Take a back seat. Shut the fuck up. He hasn't fought since then.
What?
So,
I'm so glad you said that. Why don't these fighters just relax? You lost. You got to know how it works at this point. Get back on the horse, win a fight. Hopefully something's still buzzing around the title defense that you just lost, or maybe a new champion's involved, and, who knows what's going to happen in the future. But, like you said, dude, fucking, bro, opening your mouth after a loss like that. Like, Paul Daly, you idiot, shut up. Get back in the fucking gym. Schedule yourself against the fucking gatekeeper. Beat the shit out of him. Create some buzz back around your name and see where it goes from there. They get so fucking nervous.
Michael Venom Page is going to fuck him up, like, beyond belief.
I don't know that he
is. Oh, man.
Who has MVP, fought and really taken it to that's relevant?
Who has Daly fought and taken it to that's relevant since he left the UFC?
Josh Koscheck after the bell, biatch.
He's got
that fight
on his record. He's got some other shit. He's got a pass record since MVP hit the scene. Like, he's flashy and fun to watch, but who has he really had to go up against that you can say, oh man, like he really took it to Rory, or he fucking did a number? Like, nobody.
Aaron Pico beats them both.
I'll give you that.
I don't care what y'all say. I think Pico takes it. I think Aaron Pico beats them both, and they ain't even in the same weight class, I don't think, but it doesn't matter. Pico comes in and just slaps the shit out of both of those guys. And if you don't know, get up on him. He'll be a next champion right there. That's my call. That's my slow burning.
I want Michael Page prediction to fucking whip his ass because you just got choked out in fucking record time. And then you're going to get on the mic and talk shit. Are you fucking joking me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Like asking for a raise.
First of all, they shouldn't have interviewed him
after
to
shitting
begin
the bed at work. Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
hold
hold
out
on.
for a week and then ask for a raise.
Yeah, I'd like a big, huge project with the biggest commission check possible. I realize that I shit the bed last week, sir, but give me another chance because I'm Paul fucking Daly. No, what? No. Get the hell out of here, you bum.
That's like Melvin Dillard coming back to your school asking to do another seminar.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, man. No, it's the truth, though. It's really like him being like, yeah, I'm ready for that seminar next Christmas. Like, listen, bitch, you're getting cold.
But
right,
I'm going to need another
you...
1,400 to come out.
No,
there.
I'm literally sending him Kareem and be like, Kareem, beat the shit out of this guy. I'm sending him home for Christmas. Hashtag. We're going to make that a hashtag. And we're going to have
hashtag home for Christmas. I like it.
Yes.
Catchy.
We're going to make something of it. Okay. That's what we're doing to promote the show. All December, all of the 2 months leading up to it. Cold for Christmas. And it's just him and like, we got to get, like, you know, that bad rash guard, the Santa rash guard or the present rash guard? You've seen those tacky shits, right? And a little Santa hat, and he just starts pontificating on shit just randomly. Just like, yo. I like
Good fucking use of the word, bro.
I'm
I know.
Kareem's good.
Snuck that in there.
So yeah, that's my you know, you don't do that. You don't. And then
don't do what?
After you don't fucking go on there, call somebody out after you lose, and then try and go after them.
Yeah, that was bitch, man.
Where was all that fire in the cage when you were getting choked the fuck out?
Yeah, dude, no, I said the same thing. I'm laughing at the screen. I'm like, bro, you just got fucking beat. Like, what's wrong with you? Now you're all hyped up after this guy who's injured. Like, he's hurt. You're going to fucking start chasing after an injured guy, bro? Playing yourself, homie.
That is
so
pretty,
you know,
that is pretty terrible.
I've got some shit on him. What shit do you possibly have on him that's going to make him, like, want to fight you? Like,
seriously, that was so
dirty.
Did you catch him
pictures.
blowing some dude on the side of a pub or something?
Tommy, you and I hit it both.
We're
both like, it has to be.
Both said it at the same time.
Male.
Were you the dick?
Black.
You know, like, what really?
And if so, let me see that picture. See what you're working with.
I'd like to. We'd like to post it. We'd like to break that story to the TMZ of the MMA world. I don't give a shit. Whatever gets
I don't know,
views.
Tommy, you're white. You're white. You
Okay.
might not want to drink and do it.
Oh,
I'm from
Jesus.
Sicily, so I'm basically part black in the dick. So it is
Yeah,
what
I'm
it is.
Sicilian too there, pal.
Boy.
Are you really? Okay.
Oh. Kareem, save us
it.
from this talk about the black
He's
anaconda.
right. He knows I'm right.
I don't even know if I want my name said in the same breath of this talk. That's a little much.
Yeah. How about the state of
He's the whitest guy here. He is the whitest
Who?
guy here. He's like Demetrius Johnson.
Stop it.
He's just a white dude with a great
Isn't a
tan.
diss? Hey, that's not a diss. You know, like if someone was like, "Yo, you're like the blackest white dude," I'd be like, "Thanks, bro. That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
You know, like I'm accepted. I've never had a problem with that before.
Next thing, David Duke Jr. is going to say, Kareem's so articulate, and we're just going to have to, cut him off and hang up on him. He starts going that route.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so let's jump on off. So we discussed some good parts about Bellator. You know, it was a great card.
When was that? I can't even remember at this point.
Yeah. Yo.
Let's move on.
Yeah, all right, so we'll move on to this thing. I guess it's a pressing issue because obviously the Ultimate Fighter is happening right now, which is the fucking most boring season I've ever watched. I hate it. Like, don't bring back these guys that have already made a mistake because no one wants to step off the friggin' line. And I want to see fights in the yard. I want to see guys getting drowned in a friggin' hot tub, not fucking snapping your fingers because you guys all said bad poems and shit. It's like as soon as it comes on, it's like the commercial for the fighters that are fighting that week, and it's so annoying. I want fucking action.
Well,
But,
yeah,
you know,
but it could get good.
if there's action in the cage, that's fine. That'll make it up. Let me bang, bro! He's fighting tonight, right, against Ramsey. I think Ramsey's a sleeper. He's a dark horse.
Yeah.
Dude's got game. I mean, they all do. I still think
that dude lose so I could see him cry in the house again.
Right?
The Ultimate Fighter, I could not stand him. Like,
I
he's
hated
like
him.
The version of Paul Daly. You know,
I
the fight's over, and now he's
him.
a tough guy in the house. After he
Right.
got embarrassed in the cage. You know, good guy. I don't know.
Getting in people's faces for no reason, like you're a clown. Bag. Bitch.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, I should have said that word.
He was like, oh God, Junie Browning and that little Hawaiian dude that was on the show with him.
Oh my
they
God,
both
going
lost
at
to Efren.
Kingsbury, who's in jail right now for like murder or something. I don't even know. Crazy.
Efren Escudero eliminated them both.
Right, and they were, and that little Latin guy was talking so much shit to him too, and you knew, like, you could just tell that Efren was not to be fucked with in that season. You know, like, I mean, eventually he got what was coming to him, But, you know, I knew he was going to do work on some of those guys because they just weren't on the same level as him. And at that point, you know, you're not on any level if you're the worst in freaking the Tough House, because those guys, you know, they ain't exactly the cream of the crop. They're trying now with this women's division.
And speaking of Junie Browning, I thought he was supposed to be on this season. I thought Junie Browning was supposed to be on.
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm glad he wasn't.
I think he was busy banging his cousin, and they tried to get him on the show. But he was like, "Nah, man, I'm a little tied up in this incestuous vag, so I'm gonna stay put."
I think he would have made it interesting. At the he would have made it kind of funny.
Oh Christ!
Because he doesn't give a shit about a second shot.
Anybody, I can go on there and make the season funny because it's just brutal.
Yo, you got hands though.
Well, yeah, but
I don't want to hear you talk about yourself.
Yo, they don't want to see this slow ass right followed by the left coming. Don't.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but can you kind of blame these guys, especially the one guy that I forget his name, that he was kicked off the show right before the finale because he was a drunken fucking idiot.
JT Money, he kicked the fucking the limo window out in the I don't know where they parked the cars, basically in front of the hotel.
The valet.
Yes, thank you.
You can't blame these guys.
Thank you.
You really can't. You know, you can't blame these guys. They want to. This is the pinnacle for them.
Yo, Dana ripped into him so much. He's like, bro, you're not even famous yet, bro. You're gonna sit here. I'm a UFC fighter. You ain't a UFC fighter, pal. You know, you didn't win anything. You didn't get no contract or anything signed. Like, you better.
Well, you heard a lot of those guys say that though. Like when they would lose, like, oh, I'm a UFC fighter now. No, you lost in an exhibition.
Yeah, exactly. I think Tim Elliott last season or whatever said it best. He's like, bro, I was already in the UFC and lost 3 fights, and I was kicked out instantly. I am not counting my chickens before they hatch, and I think that mindset helps. It really does a little bit. But
so that's why I think it's. I know you're saying it's boring and maybe it's not good for reality TV, but I'm just wanting to see good fights, and the fights have been pretty damn good.
Yes, and that's why I said that's saving it. It's because when I break it down to like the very basic level, that's what you want to see. You want to see fights that are interesting. Like they don't make you want to switch the freaking channel as soon as the fight comes on, which that happens sometimes with the you know what it is, dude. You try to put the best cast together as possible, but there's always mistakes. There's always guys that slip through the cracks that aren't ready, and they run up against like fucking what's his face, Black Ninja. Oh, what the hell is this? Why am I? Tommy, you make
Uriah
Kareem? Uriah Hall. Thank you. Like guys like him kicking Adam's head off his shoulders because Adam was shit.
Ninja.
Yeah.
I like that. The Black White Ninja. I'll allow it. Yeah. Hashtag
I'll allow it. I
Christmas.
love you.
Yeah, but all right. So you look at that. Uriah Hall did that, and then got his UFC contract, and then's done what really?
I understand. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight greatest of all time and Pride Rules podcast #1 of all time, Anderson Silva. But I don't think that's going to come to fruition.
No.
You see what I did there?
Oh, Christ.
That's because we couldn't put Chris Weidman on that. If we did, and it was Weidman Silva, it would be 3-0. Just saying.
What are you talking about?
Just saying.
Legend
he probably
Silva
snapped the other leg.
Oh God, oh Jesus. Legend Silva is like Sunday Tiger in the Tiger Woods golf games.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Legend Silva would be doing
boost.
the stanky leg all over again.
Oh Jesus,
He would be doing that
you got a
stanky
lot
leg
of
all
these.
over again.
You got a lot of these, don't you, Tom? Don't lie to me.
I do.
You got a little cue card. You're like,
I do.
I put it in my wallet for just this occasion. Hold on. You work on them throughout the workday. You're like, hold on. What's another leg joke I can make with Anderson?
Are you kidding me? I must have made 15 the night it happened.
Dude, trust me. Oh no, Weidman, the human polio machine.
I lit Facebook up enough that Carl's sister got mad at me because she's a fan of Anderson Silva.
Oh no. Jesus.
You like what I did there, though? I make these bitches watch UFC. You better watch that shit. I make her sons watch it. I hold their eyeballs open. I'm like, you ain't turning away to go play no Pokemon, bitch. I want you to know how to put an armbar on.
Oh,
me.
Okay. Escalated real quick.
That turned into Clockwork Orange.
Keep in mind, he's 7 years old, but I don't give a shit. Tommy knows my sister Lindsay. There's no filters in this house.
No, it wasn't Lindsay.
She's a maniac. Oh my God!
It was Roxanne that got mad.
Oh.
Yeah, she's more of a UFC fan, definitely for sure, 100%, 100%.
You know,
which is cool.
So you know, I mean,
go ahead.
It is what it is with these you know, with the reality shows. I mean, it's either you sink or swim once you actually win it. I mean, I feel bad because, you know, fighter, but he never really got it together once he got in.
Right.
Calvin's got it together. Hopefully Eddie gets it together. You know, now that he has
I really hope so.
chance.
I mean, he's on the brink, man. I mean, listen, I love the dude, but he needs to have some success because even when he won, he was boring, and he lost now to Tom, who is a good fighter. I can't take nothing away from him. I think that dude actually can be somewhat of a, you know, bobber in the UFC. If he went to Bellator, he'd probably have a better time. Same thing with Ryan Hall. But, you know, like we were talking about, like something about the way Eddie was promoting the show and his attitude and stuff, I really think something might happen, like an injury or something, give him a chance to come back, and then he maybe win a fight or two. You know, even if he loses, you know, who cares at that point? You know, like, put on a good showing, knock somebody out.
He was winning.
Yeah, of course. He was winning that fight, yes. It was so annoying when I saw him tap. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
He was
cracking
him
me.
with that right
doing
hand.
Good. Right.
You know.
So, but, you know,
even if he doesn't get back on the show, I think he's contracted now.
Is he really? Okay, so that's good.
I think so.
Then his attitude is justified for sure. You know, because like you were saying, you were like, it was like when the show ended, you seen them all at dinner, and he was actually holding a phone and putting stuff on Instagram. You were like, dude, I think something bad might happen. Like, did he steal a phone or something? Is he going to get in trouble? But those posts and that attitude, it just seemed like he had some type of respectable success, not losing on like the 4th episode of the show and then kind of like fizzling out as a nobody at that point because there's nothing going on in the series this season. So it's like if it ain't your fight, they don't hear from you. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't really want to talk too much about this particular topic about Ultimate Fighter. I really only brought it up to you know, segue into the Dillashaw-Garbrandt fight. I don't know if many of you know, which I'm going to try to do more of for our friends at 2 Minute Warning Group, because there are a lot of them that don't know MMA even as much as me, and I don't know it as much as you guys, you know, respectably. I try my best, but things slipped through the cracks for a couple of years there when I was, I don't know, living with my girl, and, you know, she wasn't into it, so I had to, like, look up the results after, and I didn't know how to ride down the river of stream. But they want us to kind of like explain things a little more so they could follow along, because we kind of, you know, zip around topic to topic here, so it's a little tough to keep up sometimes. If you like stop listening for 2 minutes, you might be completely in a different world at the time you come back. But you know, for those of you who don't know, Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw are going back and forth because Dillashaw left camp, and, you know, Conor called him out a couple seasons ago saying he's a snake in the grass. He left for a better coach as soon as he got some success. And, you know, rightfully so, it's getting the team alpha male just like it would get the Kareem and Tommy if it happened over there, even on a smaller scale. So there's this beef now that Dillashaw and Garbrandt want to fight each other, especially because there's a belt on the line. Dillashaw is definitely one of the biggest contenders in the division and has been for a while now. Garbrandt looks so great lately, and who knows what fighter he really is. Like, sometimes guys who have straight knockout power are dangerous on the cover, but when you get down into the layers, they're not as much. But he does have a wrestling background to fall back on, so, you know, hopefully Faber is doing the right thing as a coach, because he is a Hall of Famer after all. The thing about this fight, Garbrandt's having back issues. He went to Germany to get some treatment. He's getting acupuncture basically every day. He's doing all that physical therapy and all this bullshit, but it doesn't seem to be sticking. So there's rumblings. I don't even know if the fight's official.
It's not sticking.
No, it's off. It's off. 100%.
Right. I was going to say, I think it might even be officially off. Correct. So, you know, at this point, I don't know what they're going to do with Garbrandt.
You can't blame him, because the same thing happened to Matt Serra right before he was supposed to fight Matt Hughes after the Ultimate Fighter was over. He hurt his back in training, and, you know, he had to pull out of the fight. Shit
right.
happens.
Well, it's a smart
I'd
thing to
rather
do at that point. Right. It's out of your control, dude. A person knows his body. And, I might accuse certain fighters of doing that, but in this case, there's way too much on the line. Cody talked too much shit. Even guys like Matt Serra, he ain't bullshitting. Dude, that's another gamer who I knew would always bring it. Especially after he had the success against George. Yeah, he got caught by the Shoney Carter's stupid-ass spinning back fist, but that's what happens sometimes. Hell, who cares? It is what it is. Matt Serra is one of my favorite people in all of UFC. I could listen to him talk all day because he's funny, he's knowledgeable, and he really connects with the people that he interviews and stuff. And he's a stand-up dude. Definitely love that dude. But that's the problem. You don't got guys like him all the time, coming to fight and being the guy in the octagon. So the whole Garbrandt Dillashaw thing. Garbrandt's done, obviously, so they're going to have to broach the topic in the future. I definitely smell an interim title coming on soon because that's naturally the progression here. This one is somewhat deserved because, the injury and, you want to give the other guys something to fight for, especially guys at the top of you fight your way all the way up to the top of the rankings and then what, you have to fight another, fight to see who gets the belt. And at that point, your luck might run out and that sucks because you did what you had to do to get there. And just because of some stupid technicality or injury, now you're getting pushed back. Omar, are you doing homework right now?
Nah, man, I'm sitting here thinking about. No. I'm clicking through trying to find like fighter rankings and whatnot because I know we're gonna click on them. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Soon, actually. That's coming
I want to get ready.
Homework.
Right.
Carl, they're not going to do an interim fight.
Kareem, I got you.
Interim title.
Oh, Kareem.
They won't do an interim title.
It all depends on how long Garbrandt's going to be out for it. But I don't want to jump too much topics because this is actually something I want to discuss anyway. But being the fact that there's no title shot on the line now, Dillashaw's pining to drop weight and fight bantamweight for the title against Demetrius Johnson, calling it a super fight. Demetrius Johnson fires back. Ray Borg fired back. Ray Borg's like, what about me? Don't overlook me. I deserve anything that's coming to me right now, which I respect and understand and truly think that he does.
Doesn't one of the guys in a super fight have to be bringing something worthwhile to the table and not
That's exactly what Demetrius Johnson said. And I don't know if you read that or not, but that was a good point, Kareem. I actually brought it up a little bit before. Demetrius Johnson's like, super fight? What are you talking about, super fight, bro? You don't have a belt, and you've missed weight in your career, so you coming down to fight at a lighter weight, I don't know if I trust that. Dillashaw's like, my nutrition is on point, I've gotten such better, which I could almost understand, I guess. I don't want to knock Team Alpha Male because I do like Faber and I like those guys over there, but, Ludwig is the man, and he definitely knows his shit, and he can get a fighter that extra little edge that you didn't even know he had, but he does have. So, who knows?
What's one of the biggest things that we've always talked about with DJ, and what we've always said is that last missing component. No competition and also no hype. He's nobody.
Oh yeah, no,
we love him.
He's not.
But nobody gives a shit about whether he lives or dies aside from his Twitch channel. So I don't understand how he's not looking at this and going, you know what? It's a gift from Allah, Jesus, Muhammad, whatever. It's a gift from the heavens. Exactly. You know what? Shout out to Manchester. Not looking to have a repeat here. We're all safe in the valley.
A little while ago, he doesn't care. He said it. He doesn't care anymore.
But
he's going to go and do what he does. He's going to keep getting his belt, and when he's done fighting, he actually said probably
he could make
18
money.
defenses, and he's done.
But he could become a transcendent figure in this sport.
Word
and
again.
If he says, well, thank you. But if he says he doesn't care, but I still think I almost care more for him than he does, I guess, because I feel like he should get the shine.
As a fan, it's like, come on, dude, fucking wake up here. Like you're doing interviews, and the media's like, would you ever consider going up where the talent's a little deeper, and you could maybe solidify yourself as the pound-for-pound guy with no questions asked?
He
I don't have any desire to do that, talking all fast and weird.
He beats TJ, and it's not something that's really, really planned. Like, it's just a spur-of-the-moment thing like this. And it's quick. Like, TJ says, yeah, I'll make the weight, in a month. Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
Whatever. He could become best ever status if he goes in and smashes.
Let me tell you something.
100%.
Let me tell you something. If he hasn't transcended now, a fight with TJ Dillashaw is not going to do it.
It's not at all. He's not bringing anything to the table.
You have to understand, though, Tommy, it's another weight class. You know, it's
he's on the show. He's on the show right now.
Yeah.
That brings in viewership.
It's not another weight class if he's not going to go up. If TJ comes down,
but that's
still
better.
TJ's weight class.
I consider that even better, Tommy. You know why? Because I think that it's a fitting thing that something more dynamic is the one win that gets him past the record. I think that would even be better.
Something. That matters to us
because
we're fans. That matters to us because we're fans. It doesn't matter
the right way.
to these new people who aren't watching.
But if it's hyped the right way, it could. That's what I'm saying. This is something where it could be a platform. All you got to do is show him
the picture of him standing there with 10 belts on the fucking floor wrapped around his waist.
Crazy.
Yeah, but every single fight should be hyped like that for him. Every single one, and they're not.
I 100% agree.
I don't think there was enough from a pay-per-view draw for the powers that be at WME to want to spend the money to hype. I think in this weird way, you have TJ be the A side for this fight. You have, and then you have DJ be the B side in a weird way, and then DJ beats him and then, absorbs his soul or, gets the Metroid or whatever, and then goes on and potentially jumps into the next division. He's got all his defenses. He could go into the 135 and just finally he could make a serious run. This could be a segue into ridiculous superstardom. He could retire in 2 years after putting a tear on. I mean, this is a super opportunity. I don't know why he's looking at it. Who the hell wants – I want to see him fight Ray Borg, but, I want to see it happen in a gym. Let's get a Facebook Live.
You know what I want to see fight? You know what I want to see more? I want to see him fight Dillashaw, Cruz, Garbrandt, Lineker even, Rivera even,
Everybody.
That's it. That division is a lot deeper with big names at the top. I mean, I know you ran through John Dodson. He's in that division, but Cruz, Garbrandt, Dillashaw, right there. You got a better fucking scenario, a better little Bermuda Triangle.
And then think about the opportunities of people dropping from 145 to 135, and he meets them at 135. If he keeps up the tear.
Here's the thing. If you're him and you have 10 successful title defenses, why would you fight a guy with no belt? Why wouldn't you
that's what
say,
he's saying.
okay,
he's like, Dillashaw, when
up.
he literally tweeted, Dillashaw, get a fight under your belt at bantamweight, and then we'll talk. I'm not fighting you. You're not on my level yet.
You're missing my point. You're completely missing my point.
All right, well, elaborate.
If he's going to go up, you got to make it worth his while, so you have him fight the champ. That's worth his while. Not a fight against TJ.
Oh, okay. See, what you're talking about is him going up. I'm talking about Dillashaw coming down to fight him at bantamweight.
Yeah, I think that would be tremendous.
There's nothing
I'm flyweight. I'm sorry.
That. There's nothing sexy about that fight whatsoever. Now,
it's sexier than him and Ray Borg.
From a Demetrius Johnson standpoint, from a fucking Dillashaw standpoint, it's the sexiest thing you can do at this point because you lost out your title shot against Garbrandt.
And kudos
but let's say he does do that, right?
Thank you. I was just going to say that, Omar. We just said about how Demetrius Johnson doesn't try to hype himself. Dillashaw's all over social media trying to create his own buzz, which that'll get you trending. That will get
out of lemons.
People to care.
Right?
Right.
Your dance partner is dead, and he's getting resuscitated in a weird laboratory where they make those fetuses in bags in Germany. I don't care what his social media says. That dude, Garbrandt, is getting weird voodoo done to his back. There's more than meets the eye there. It's a Transformers moment. They're injecting.
Dana even said, Dana's like, if they can't fix them, nobody can. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Where are you sending this guy? Are you giving him another body?
That's some Nazi science, all right? And I think Tommy knows all about it.
Check it out. All right, so let's say Dillashaw did go down, right? Let's say he goes down.
We're going to run a little late.
Demetrius Johnson fucks him up beyond repair. Now he's going to go back and then get a fight against Cody Garbrandt after he
No, you go down and lose. I think that's out the window at that point. Then you got to
now he loses his shot altogether.
But he's still willing. He's obviously thought about that, and he still wants it. He's obviously thought about it. He still wants it, and
he just went through an entire camp and an entire Ultimate Fighter season, being face to face with the guy that he's supposed to be fighting, and he's not fighting him now. There's nothing for Demetrius Johnson.
Let him go down and get paid then. Let him go down and make lemons out of lemonade.
And why doesn't he go up and go to 145 then?
They confirmed that Garbrandt wasn't
because there's
fighting.
nothing at 145. What was that?
Yes,
I'm
there
sorry.
is.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Until the Conor situation sorts out, there's nothing truly up there at 145. Let that play out. At least there's legit
intriguing
champions.
guys, but I don't know if he's gonna go. I don't think he wants to go that route. There's some fucking guys who might do some damage.
Frankie's sitting around waiting.
Yeah, that's you got.
That'd be a horrible fight for two.
Frankie, Lamas. Obviously Holloway and Aldo, Swanson. Even Pettis, Yair, I still give him to him. In a weird way, you got Jeremy Stevens who can, still knock someone out. Brian Ortega, Triangle City, Bermudez who could take a fucking punch and a half. Darren Elkins who could take 10 punches. Mirsad Bektik, Duo Choi, Henan Barao. There's names in that division that are intriguing to me. I look at all those names and I want to watch them fight, every single one of those guys. So
yeah, but you're talking about a money fight. How could you not say that Frankie versus Dillashaw wouldn't be money? That would be crazy.
I never said that. Hell yeah.
Frankie's fighting two guys from Teen Alpha Male. Oh, no, three.
Yeah.
He could be the Teen Alpha Male killer. You know what I mean?
Dominic Cruz already self-proclaimed that, by the way. He's like, I bought a house beating guys in your camp.
Well,
and
guess what?
Clutch.
Frankie could do the same. That would generate a lot of money. It would be a fucking savage fight, especially if you made it 5 rounds. If you made that a headliner fight, even if you wanted to on a fight night, holy beanbags, that's nuts for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That'd
be a very intriguing
two
fight.
Mexican boxers. It would be insane. I would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Frankie did to him what he did to Rodriguez.
Well, that's, don't take that out of it. Take your freaking fanhood out of it. It's still an intriguing fight. You want to see Frankie win so bad. If I saw a great fight and Dillashaw wound up winning, it would bum me out sort of about the whole Frankie thing. But, hey, listen, they're in there to fight. I'm going to enjoy the winner at that point and for what it's worth and start thinking about where he's going to go now with this. So, listen, the futures are so muddied. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? All we know is Garbrandt and Dillashaw aren't fighting, which sucks because this is a fight that I definitely want to see with all the hype. These guys genuinely hate each other. That makes for probably the most boring first rounds of any UFC style of fight because both guys are feeling each other out for 4 minutes. It usually happens that way every time the guys hate each other so much unless you're Conor McGregor because you're just that much of a fucking savage. So who knows what's going to happen. He's trying to get the fight with Demetrius Johnson. Doesn't look like Demetrius Johnson's going to balk, so Ray Borg will probably be able to step in and get his fight on schedule. But who knows? I almost feel bad for Dillashaw in a way just because of what's on the line and what's at stake. It's not just a regular fight here. You want to fight a guy who's been calling you out because he's got knockout video, of him beating you up in the gym a couple years ago. And, Dillashaw ain't no slouch, dude. He probably wants to get at this guy bad, And, Cody's good, but I'll be honest with you. I think Dillashaw might have better skill set. He just seems more well-rounded.
I don't think he's going to have to wait long. I think he should just, cool his jets and just wait.
Definitely got to cool your jets, right? Like Bisping said to Yoel Romero, sit on your stool and wait a little longer, bro. You'll get your chance.
Oh,
it's coming. So,
no.
He yacht him. But guys, I know we got 20 minutes left. We're probably going to run 10 minutes late today, so if 11:10 is cool with you, I really want to get this topic in. We should have led with it just because it's got so much to it. But the State of the Union with the divisions in the UFC here. And Omar, I want you to clip this as a specific segment, even if it's a half hour long. We'll put it out there as a clip just to get people to listen to it, even though it's not the first thing in the show. They might get lost and, who knows? It's a long show. People will have lives. They wind up changing the channel sometimes. But we could start with, obviously, the flyweight division. We're talking about Demetrius Johnson. This way we could be a little quick with it. It's no secret as to what's going on. We just explained it. As of right now, Ray Borg, the number 3 contender, is the guy who seems to be next in line for a title shot against Demetrius Johnson, who has defended his title a record-tying 10 times, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So it was 10? Yeah, right. So he needs one more. Who knows if he's going to get it. Demetrius Johnson is the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter. I argue that, but, it's not a thick argument. I'm not going to sit here and go to the ends of the earth sticking up for Conor McGregor over a guy who's literally defended the belt 10 times. I don't care who he's fought. Mistakes happened. Tim Elliott had him on the verge of losing. A couple other guys, had a couple little good spurts there. But for the most part, Demetrius Johnson has literally dominated since this division's inception. I don't know. Do you guys have any sleepers in this division that you're looking at that you think might be able to, down the road, do some damage? who the hell knows?
I'll make it real quick for you. No.
I think we're getting pretty advanced in the area of growing organs from stem cells, which leads to cloning. So yeah, if they clone Mighty Mouse, I think Mighty Mouse might be able to whip
Mighty Mouse with a mustache.
Unless Jesus comes back to Earth. Unless Jesus comes back to Earth, nobody's beating DJ at his weight. It's not going to happen.
All right, here's the deal.
Listen, I think even if Jesus came back, he would come back and just hand Mighty Mouse his 11th belt and call it a day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Bermudez and Cejudo are 1 and 2 ranked in the division. Obviously, Demetrius Johnson has beaten the shit out of both of them. Benavidez twice. That's why Ray Borg is next in line at the number 3 spot to get the shot. The number 4 fighter currently is Wilson Hayes, who literally just lost to Demetrius Johnson. Hussein Formiga, I like. He's intriguing to me, but when you're talking about Demetrius Johnson, I really don't think it goes any further than intrigue. Sergio Pettis. I mean, if you guys want to speak on any of these guys,
no,
please.
Sergio's not ready.
Sergio's not ready, but he's got an interesting fight against Brandon Moreno, who
for that fight,
I think
might have something. Like, this guy is obviously still developing his skills, but I think he can potentially have what it takes to be the guy to show something enough to maybe sneak away with a quick win somewhere, even if it's a cheap little win.
I
ground and pound.
I won't use the word unbeatable, but what I will say is right now, maybe in the next year or two even, there is no fighter inside the states or willing to come from outside of the states in his weight class that can beat Demetrius Johnson. It's fucking insane.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. I mean, at this point, maybe not right now, but where we're looking at this division, I mean, these guys are still trying to jockey for positioning to get a title shot, regardless if it's against a guy who they really don't think they're going to beat. But at some point, Demetrius Johnson is going to have to make a move, either moving up or retiring or something. Something's got to give. So there's going to be an opening for a belt somewhere down the line that someone's going to have to
when he said around the 17th or he's like 20 would be ideal, but he was like, I think I'm going to call it a day at 18 defenses. He's not there like he was before, where his head was before,
like, that's why he doesn't have any hype behind his name, because he's not considering going up. He's not considering anything. He's just saying, listen, I'm going to defend my title against these nobodies. I don't care who they roll out. I'm going to beat the shit out of the guy, and that's it. I'm going to move on. So
the other thing he did say is that TJ has got to get something under his belt that makes sense for either TJ coming down and getting a title shot over everyone else, or him going up. He said all along when what's his name, Dominic was champ, he was like, you guys want to talk super fight with a 135 champ? Give me $1 million and I'll do it. It's not unreasonable for a dude that's tearing through everybody he fights.
He's shit on the pay-per-views, though. That's his one knock. Yeah. I want to see him get paid.
Problem.
I love him.
He's talking about the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter who's on fucking fight night cards. Like, what the fuck, dude? Connor ain't on no fight night cards.
No,
because Connor does things a completely different way. Demetrius is Demetrius, and I love the shit out of this guy now because he's not going to sell out. He's not going to pretend to be something he's not to get money, because you've never heard him complain about what he gets being way too little.
Right.
He just would want more for them to go out of his way.
He's well off.
I
think he's well off. He's got the money and shit, so it's not like he needs any extra money. But hey, listen, you're fucking putting your life on the line here anytime. I watch videos of guys in the hospital after UFC fights. Like, some of these guys get beat up pretty bad, and they're fucked up in the hospital afterwards. So it's a dangerous profession. I don't need to tell you guys. You obviously know. But my point is, if there's extra money to be made by talking a little shit before the fight, even if it's, it's going to get broken up, fucking shove the guy in the stare down. Throw him. Try to create some type of buzz that's on ESPN the day before the fight. So you get those 100,000, 200,000 extra pay-per-view buys. So Dana's looking at that like, okay, this guy is selling now. Let's maybe consider going down that path of making him the face of, UFC, one of the faces of the UFC, like they've been doing with everybody else. I'm only speaking in his defense. I want him to get it. I think he deserves it because he is so great. Tim Elliott did show that he can do some things. But, listen, that's a seasoned veteran. That's a savvy guy who pulled off some slick moves on the ground and was able to get a submission attempt. He didn't even finish it. So let's end that whole shit there. And he went on to lose the fight afterwards. So it is what it is.
Look, man,
other than that, there's really not too many more names that are going to do anything. So I think he's got to get out of that division.
The UFC should, if he's not going to promote himself because that's not him, then the UFC should be doing it for him. That's your champion.
They promote him, but as a fighter, you add that little bit extra, and it's not necessarily. You don't go on the camera and be like, "I'm the best pound for pound fighter." This and that. No, you do it by talking shit about the guy you're fighting. And I get it. You have respect. Some guys you can't force that, but dude, you need something. What you're doing right now isn't necessarily working in the way that we're used to seeing.
Fighters
but if he
that
starts
don't
doing
speak
it,
English
it's not going to work.
that are getting more of a push from the parent company. That's insane to me.
Here's a perfect example.
Right.
Yair Rodriguez.
Tommy, I'm not saying force it and become like overly brash and shit.
Yair
But there's
can speak
subtle
English.
things here and there that you can say that'll work.
Yair can speak English. Let's not. Okay,
No, that's not the point that I'm getting at here.
Okay, you segued from one
Cream at the gym? Cream, you at the gym right now?
He's totally
not at all.
Oh, I was gonna say, I hear that iron clanking.
The UFC was blowing Yair. Like, they were almost making it look like they wanted him to win.
They did.
What did he do?
That's not a secret.
Hold on. I'm going to take out
all.
the wanting him. Okay, they wanted a bilingual guy to come and make a name off of Frankie Edgar. That's 100% what they wanted, Tommy. But continue. But that's
100%. Yes.
Oh my Lord.
They did not want Frankie to win that fight.
If they're pushing that guy, whose only notable win is against a guy who hasn't won a fight since fucking Christ died.
Against a corpse since Jesus left Chicago.
Why?
He looked like he died with Christ that night. He looked awful.
Why are you not pushing Demetrius Johnson, who's about to break the fucking record? That's who they should be pushing.
I think once that record's broken, you're going to see Dana starting to try to push that a little more because you got to when a fighter's circling in on history, you got to step back and let it happen. That's just what it is.
He should be pushing it now. So this is just as much.
No,
on the
Tommy, you got to let Demetrius Johnson
respect.
If Joanna was close to this
record,
if Joanna was close to this record, they'd be pushing the shit out of her, wouldn't they? She'd be everywhere. We'd see that little Polish girl everywhere. Right?
She's on her way.
That's what I'm saying. But
she's another one.
But if she was at number 10, and the record was still 11, she would be coming out of our eyeballs at this point. All right. Anybody who had a UFC cookie on their browser would see this broad in some form or fashion while surfing. There's no doubt about it. This guy cannot buy publicity, but when it lands in his lap, he says he poo-poos it. I can't. I'm sorry. I love him to death, but again, I can't really feel so bad for him anymore. All right, he has a perfect opportunity.
He doesn't care anymore. When he cared before, and he's pushing, going, come on, let me get some promotion. He starts pumping UFC fights on his Twitch channel. He was even polling fans, like when he first started around the third or fourth defense. He's on Twitch polling fans, like, would anybody like to, see some official UFC gear for Dimitri, like all kinds of shit. And everybody was like, if they would sell it, if they would make it, and they wouldn't do it. So by the time they got around to maybe we'll give Demetrius a little bump, now he's like, fuck you. I got money. Nobody can fucking beat me. Why? Moving up doesn't do anything for him. Fighting a super fight doesn't really do anything
I think
for
moving
him.
up and getting 4 or 5 wins under your belt will do fucking huge things for his career. When you look back, when you genuflect on his career afterwards.
The money they get paid isn't as good as it used to be. So at this point, getting more of a little bit is just kind of saying, here's what you should have been getting from the beginning. And he knows that. So he said, unless they give him like $1 million.
If you don't do that, you're getting less. So you might as well still try to get that extra little chip at the end. Anything to put it up. I'm just thinking, I'm sorry.
It's just where his head is at. Like, I kind of get it. Like, when you like
you're
to
not
work
wrong.
in a job,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think we need going up would make a lot more sense. A little bit of extra is good, but I'm just saying. He said he's not even saying he won't go up. It's just right now going up doesn't do anything for him. Going up does the UFC favor. I agree. Right now, he does not need to think about that. Like, you got history staring right in front of you. I even won't care if you make history by setting the record and then want to pad it a little more by taking 1 or 2 more fights. But down the road, you got to look to move up if you want something. If you want to jumpstart your career, especially in the twilight years or whatever, and really solidify. Because Anderson Silva went on that great 16-fight streak, and that's what made him what he is today in everyone's eyes, not Tommy and Omar's, but whatever. But I think that would help a lot for Demetrius Johnson. So, whatever. I want to close the book on this division because we really took way too much time with that one, especially the least competitive one in the whole sport. But, obviously moving up to bantamweight, that's the 135 division. That's the division that Cody owns the title, and we were just talking about his back problems. The fight with Dillashaw is officially over. Other than that, you got Dominic Cruz, who lost the title to Cody Garbrandt in embarrassing fashion. Like, he really couldn't do shit to him. I almost felt bad for Cruz at the end there, but it is what it is. Cody's a lot likable fighter.
He actually is.
Sexy.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is fucking hot as hell. That whole thing.
All right,
so whatever.
We're gonna ignore that first part.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a handsome dude. I'll call it out. I'm jealous. But
he's a dime piece for sure. He's a dime piece for sure.
Well,
right.
First
But
team.
listen, the division's got some names. We kind of went through it a little bit. Especially Cody, Cruz, Dillashaw, right there. That's 3-headed monster of success for sure. Who knows where people are going to go with this injury and the fallout of it, but that's yet to be seen. But, you got up and coming guys, Sunseal, Lineker, Jimmy Rivera, Caraway, I don't think is shit. Same thing with John Dodson. He's a great, exciting fighter, but, he's already proven that he's not really a top of the division fighter at this point. Aljamain Sterling, Wineland, Almeida, Johnny Eduardo. Like, there's other names in the division as well, but I really don't think anyone's going to come out of that group right there and become something special or great. Maybe, in the top 5 guys, like you figure out of Cruz, Dillashaw, Sunseal, Lineker, and Jimmy Rivera, without taking in Dillashaw and Cruz's success. Obviously, they're the pinnacle of those names that I just mentioned. But I think that the other guys can put together respectable careers and be in fights where fans look at it and be like, you know what, this dude could bang. Good for him, and it's somewhat remembered. But I don't know what you guys think about this division and where the future's going with it. Obviously, Cody has the belt. There's probably going to be either an interim title shot or some bodies move in divisions to try to, either get a super fight or a cross-division fight, whatever the friggin' term is. But, Omar, specifically you, I'm going to ask, put you on the spot. What do you think about this division? Like, where do you think what do you think the pulse is and where it's headed?
I honestly think that we might see some more exciting matchups because we discussed a logjam at 145 at length. I think you're gonna be surprised.
Logjam length. I see what you
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm about. Hey. But I think we could very well see folks from up top drop down. I mean, especially with Cody potentially out. Who knows? This is a weird and bad injury that makes me very nervous. It's one of those things like where you see, I know science is amazing, but you start seeing back injuries, you start seeing like weird knee injuries, and it's just like when Cormier had that business for a while where his knee was not 100% and he had to go in and he keeps getting it worked on. He pulls a Peyton Manning and doesn't tell anybody he's getting it worked on and gets it worked on. I think it's scary. So we might very well see. We got to open it up because I don't really like a lot of the names beyond the top 5 in this division.
Exactly,
really
that's
don't.
what I'm saying. Like, you've got names down there that Sterling, Almeida, Caraway. It's like okay, but they ain't shit. They ain't shit. So
they really don't. So I think 145ers may be dropping down potentially, being very predatory in the opportunity that they could potentially come in and say, because if I was a 145er that wasn't fat right now and was maybe near sort of the top of the heap, why the hell wouldn't I say, hey, listen, I see that you don't have a fight date, Mr. Dillashaw. What can we make happen? I'm surprised we haven't.
If I was Frankie Edgar, I'd be calling it out 100%. Only
Not
because,
happening.
like, you could say that in
It's
I
not
want to fight
happening.
be the featherweight champ, but there's too much time between here and there.
It's not happening. It's not. Gonna
Why
happen.
not, Tommy?
But it should. It should.
Because I have it on inside authority that the weight cut is not that fucking easy for him to get back to
Well, if
get down
that's the
to
case,
that.
then that's different.
It's just
Okay,
not gonna
that's
happen.
inside information that I could use. But I just figured, Chris mentioned it, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I just kind of kept it in the back of my head, like thinking, it might be a good idea.
We've said it all along. Trust me, and I feel the same exact way. I feel the
Right.
same exact way, but it's just it's not going to happen. Everybody needs to. It would have to be something so fucking magnificent that he has no choice. Like I
A fight with TJ for the belt.
Here's what I think it would have to be. If Max Holloway loses to Jose Aldo and Jose does not retire, and Dana says to Frankie, look, man, you're number 2. Well, number 1.
Don't say they're going to offer him a fight with Jose. That's way off. Way off.
That's if you let me fucking finish, Chris.
I'm waiting. We got fucking 7 minutes.
Oh, God.
If Dana says to him, I'm not going to offer you the Aldo fight, he's still going to stay on as champ. The only way you're getting a title fight is if you drop down. Then I think he'll consider it. But other than that, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So just don't even bring it up.
I feel what you're saying, but, on one hand, the weight cut's tough, but, literally I let you talk for 3 minutes and you just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't.
You said I could see him going down if that's the case. But, the weight cut's not that bad then. Whatever. I get what you're saying.
It's bad, but it's a carrot to dangle in front of him. You know what I mean? If you're going to have him drop down just to fight TJ, if TJ doesn't have the belt, that doesn't make
Why even let it get to that point?
Move.
Yeah, well, hey, I think that's a good fight for the fans. And I think, listen, if the weight cut isn't a problem, I think he could fucking do work in that division. I think he could beat up Cody. I think he could beat Cruz. I think he could beat these guys. He's got a good skill set that I think would match up well with these guys. Cody, who knows? The book's out. It's not out on him yet. Yeah, he won a fight against Cruz and looked great, dominant performance, but that don't mean shit. I need to see it again. Not as dominant. I get it. I just want to see him win. I don't know. I think, even if you look at the fight before that, the knockout that he had, he fucking loaded up that right hand and threw it. Anybody who knows anything about fighting and being able to defend, like Frankie wouldn't have gotten hit with that shot. There's no way. So, I love Garbrandt. I do, physically and emotionally. But I'm gonna call it like it is. You got the featherweight division with the paper champion Jose Aldo, which God please I hope Max Holloway does his dirt and beats this guy. Please.
Me too.
Holloway's the number 1 contender.
Everybody
Edgar,
does.
you got at number 2 after a big win over Yair. Big impressive win to really do such good for your career, especially where he is now. A lot of people, including me and my brother, wrote him off after the Aldo loss. It just looked bad. He's a likable dude. He's a good fighter. I really think that was an impressive win. Real impressive win against an up-and-coming, potential champ one day. Ricardo Lamas, Cub Swanson, love those dudes. Jung, Pettis, Yair, Jeremy Stevens, Brian Ortega, Dennis Bermudez, Elkins, Choi, Bektik, Barao, even got Artem at the bottom of that list. This is a nice division here. This is the division that, Conor talked about, I'm going to move up to 55. There's more competition at 45, no question. That's the division he should stay at if he can make the weight.
Because he ran from the real talent that in that division.
Who did he run from? He beat the fucking real talent, the number 1 pound-for-pound guy in 13 seconds.
He ran from Frankie.
Great.
Ran.
Stop.
On that
Stop.
fight, ran.
Hold on a second. Let me stop you right there, because once again you forget. After winning, he was the first guy to the press conference, and one of the first things he said was, I'll fight Frankie if they set it up. Or when he went and watched the Frankie Aldo fight, he said all Frankie had to do, so it would be me and him at the Garden, is beat Aldo.
Kareem, I love you because that's exactly what we said to this guy.
Really, because they offered him, they gave him the option of Frankie or Mendez, and he took the fat on the couch Mendez over the always in shape Frankie.
He took the higher ranked guy at that point. That's pretty much what it was. And honestly,
the higher ranked
Mendez
guy
is a savage.
Was
bro.
not in shape.
Mendez, at the time, he was ranked higher, and Mendez gave him a run for his money. Mendez is a tough motherfucker. That's a good fighter. So is Frankie. That's actually a nice matchup I would like to see.
Yeah. So
wait. So
Mendez did what he did out of shape. What do you think Frankie would do to him?
I don't think he would win.
Frankie
I think
dusted
he would get his
Mendez
head
in
knocked
35
off.
seconds. 35 seconds he dusted Mendez.
You're homering hard over Edgar. I get it. I think Edgar's a good talent. Conor's a big boy, long, rangy as a motherfucker. You know, it'd be an interesting fight. No question. I'm not writing off Edgar in any respect. Honestly, I think
All I'm saying is there was no fear.
When Mendez had Conor on the ground, after in that second round, I think if you would have taken Mendez out of that position and put Frankie in that spot, I don't think Conor walks out of that fight with a win at that point.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't, and I'll give it to him because that's the truth.
I won't argue with you on that. Thank you for.
I love Conor McGregor, but I'm not stupid. I'm going to call it like I see it. What happened was Conor hit him with a couple 12-6 elbows. It was like 11:30 to fucking 6 elbows, and Mendez looked up like, those elbows are illegal. He's hitting the top of my head, which I honestly thought they were illegal. But that little bit got him to, he bridged up and was able to walk out of the spot. And then at that point, Mendez is tired. He just got freaking slept at that point.
If we're going to say that in that spot Frankie would have won the fight, I'm going to say in a fight with Frankie, Conor wouldn't have fought it the same for it to end up where it was.
I agree with that. That's what I'm saying is if Frankie was in the position Mendez was in, I don't think he would have allowed Conor out of that spot. I think he would have did what he had to do to win the fight just because I think his skill set's a little better, especially on the ground, especially in the dominant position where you're on top, the missionary position that I love so much. But, I don't know. Omar, Tommy, Kareem, anybody got any names in this division that you think
Aaron
might
Pico, 145.
People
are sleeping on this guy. I said it earlier. I was waiting for the 145.
I'm going to start looking him up. I'm definitely going to look up. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't know much about him.
Trust me, this guy's been, he's a phenom. It makes me sick that I look when he was born and it was 1996. I'm saddened by that. This kid's 20 years old and he's an absolute savage. He's a Golden Gloves champion. He's a wrestling prodigy. He got signed by Crazy Bob Cook, the American Kickboxing Academy head guy, when he was like 16. He's foregone a collegiate wrestling career. People are still talking about him like he could walk onto the Olympics in a couple of years. That's how good his wrestling
What's
is.
What's his name again for the fans?
Aaron Pico. And he's going to be
Aaron, like Hank Aaron or Aaron Judge.
Yeah, yep, Aaron Pico. And he's this crazy kid from California. He's at 145. He can move up or down because he's a wrestling savage. I think he's signed to Bellator right now, and he might be on the MSG card. He's on an upcoming card.
Oh, that's why I've never heard of him. Fuck no.
He's on an upcoming card, and he's a 0-0 fighter. However, the only guy that could get to fight him is like an 8-0 guy. Nobody else wanted a piece of this kid. Trust me when I tell you.
I'm intrigued, Omar. I respect your opinion and judge of a fighter. So I'm going to look that up, and I'll report back next week with some fucking...
I feel like that old guy.
Yeah, no, I know who he is. He's a fucking monster.
We need to start putting, YouTube clips of these guys on our page and stuff.
For sure.
I have some ideas for the website, which we're going to do off down the road, but, oh, my God. I'll do it in the close, whatever.
Pico.
So that's the featherweight division. I still consider Conor the champ until Holloway beats Aldo. Hopefully, if it doesn't happen, it is what it is. Aldo is a great fighter, and until he gets that Conor fight, I don't think his career is going to be complete. I really think he has a void there and wants Conor bad. Yeah. Even if he loses that fight after he takes it again, he's got to get another shot at that. 13 seconds shouldn't be the way Aldo goes out, but it is what it is.
It can't go worse.
Right, exactly. It can't go anywhere. Right.
Right.
Moving on to the lightweight division.
It could very well be.
Moving on to the lightweight division, the second division that's left in Conor McGregor's wake after him, who is the champ right now, considering the fact that he had to relinquish the belt to the guy who he beat in 13 seconds. I still think he's the champ. Even if Holloway wins, he beat Holloway with a fucking busted up knee, even though it went to a decision. He's, mad respect for Holloway. But, the whole Conor thing with the Conor Floyd, there's so much still going on Floyd Mayweather's side. I really can't consider this a possibility. So that's how I'm going to play this right now. I already explained my situation where I think that Conor should fight Ferguson. Khabib is on his way back now. He's all healed up. He's training right now to get a fight. Wants Ferguson bad. Ferguson's calling out Nate Diaz. You got Ally Akinta still lurking, who is definitely on the come up, 100%. So right there, those are intriguing names who I would like to see fight. You got
well, he wants to fight somebody that he knows is going to show up.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yikes.
Respect.
It's the truth.
You know, and I like Khabib. I'm high on Khabib.
I don't.
But,
he's boring to me. He's so boring. I just talk shit about Irish people too. He's a great fighter, but
that's why I love him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Typical. Edson Barbosa, I like the guy. He's intriguing to me. Rafael Dos Anjos, kiss my ass, go up to 70. Michael Johnson, but you ain't ever gonna make any noise, pal. You know, like you're a respectable fighter, but your ranking at 6, 7, 8 is probably where you're gonna maintain until you slowly drop out of the top 15 and eventually get cut over the next 5 years. Michael Chiesa, I don't know if you guys saw this press conference. Obviously, Chiesa and Kevin Lee went at it, said something about his mom.
I think his
Kevin
mom
Lee actually got a punch off.
I think his mom saw it. I think so. I think he did.
Kevin Lee actually got a punch off and was able to land it, but you know, Chiesa's a tough man. He won the Ultimate Fighter, right? Yeah.
I wonder who the hell gave Kevin Lee whatever the fuck he was wearing.
What was
That's
he
the
wearing?
biggest travesty.
And he was talking shit like, yo, you're only on the main card because of me. You know, you can go back to the other cards.
Was that a cheetah romper? Was that a cheetah romper? Did we witness the first romper in UFC?
Such whack juice. That whole outfit, the whole thing was fucking played out.
God, it was
I
terrible.
mean, don't get me wrong. He's got the gift of gab, so he can sell himself. If Demetrius Johnson was only that good, we'd actually have a respectable.
It was like Nino Brown went to Marshall's and just bought whatever was on sale and just put it on.
That's it. There it is. Like Nino Brown went to Marshall's.
All I can say about this division is do not sleep on Edson Barbosa.
That's all
I can say.
Edson Barbosa.
He'll put you to sleep if you sleep on him. He'll finish it. He'll put you right to bed.
I love Barbosa. Love Barbosa.
Right. Love Barbosa.
It could be,
we haven't even mentioned Nate Diaz yet. Ally Akinta, I would love an Akinta Diaz match. Dustin Poirier, who's gonna, basically wash out the bottom of the division eventually. Bernal Dariush, Kevin Lee, we spoke about.
You're forgetting Eddie.
Eddie who?
You're forgetting Eddie.
Eddie who?
Alvarez.
Boy.
Eddie Alvarez. Okay, sure, good for you. He actually didn't look bad. I gotta give him, I'll give him a little credit. But dude,
what do you mean?
You
can't forget Eddie Alvarez.
I'm disposed to his ass so easily. He ain't shit. I didn't even say Khabib's name. Fuck that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm fucking defeated. You don't even say his name.
No, he did get beat by Tiramisu. Tiramisu beat his ass.
Tiramisu versus Khabib. I love it.
He's 24-1.
Honestly, the most intriguing name in this whole division to me outside of Conor is Iaquinta. I keep coming back to him. I want to see him and Nate Diaz fight so bad. It should be like Ally Iaquinta, Nate Diaz, and fucking Tony Ferguson just getting in the octagon and fighting. Like one-on-one. Even throw Edson Barbosa in there and just see what happens.
At the same time.
I want to see Ally Iaquinta fight John Jones. That's what I was saying.
Who?
Ally
my
Iaquinta fight
Lord.
John Jones.
Jesus Christ.
Homer Simpson.
Fighting John
Well, you
Jones.
sit there and talk about people that need to promote themselves. This guy fucking promotes himself like no other.
Right.
Who, Al? Raging Al?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
he gives PR people nightmares. He gives PR
really,
people heart
no
attacks,
joke. He fucks off the entire fucking promotion every time he gets a mic in front of his face, dude. It's crazy.
People
Can you imagine?
Put him in that cage. He performed.
Oh, right. Of course. Listen, hey, his fighting skill backs up everything he's fucking stands for.
Sure.
But, quick little round of applause. As he yawns. Omar, you were just promoted to VP. Congratulations. You're the fucking man. Great gentleman and a scholar. Love the fact that I'm now friends with you and know you because I have a lot to learn in a lot of aspects of life. from you.
Christ, I don't know about that.
But can you imagine every time you got on like the phone, you started like fuck bombing your entire fucking organization? How fast you'd be out of there? Like what the fuck, dude?
Sweet Christ, man! I'm telling, or like a vendor, or just like somebody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're on the phone with you're on the phone with people who need your business, and now you're like you're just telling them, you don't want this shit. They suck.
No,
dude, you'd be out of there fucking.
He's like
before that phone hit the fucking receiver, you'd be fired.
He's like Babe Ruth when he was on the Yankees. Like what do you do with a son of a bitch like that?
Yeah.
You can't get mad at him because no matter what he does, he comes out and he performs.
The only guy doing more damage on Twitter right now is Trump, and that's saying like that's by a hair. You know what I mean? Al's doing some work on Twitter for
hey, listen though, because he wants to get the state of this division because of what Conor's doing right now. It's in limbo. There's a fucking chance for somebody to step up here, and I'm again going Khabib, Ferguson, even Eddie Alvarez because he was already the champ at one point. Barbosa, I love. Dos Anjos was the champ, but whatever. Chiesa, I don't think has it. Nate Diaz, of course, has it. Iaquinta, definitely. Those names right there are intriguing. Those are potential guys for Conor to fight. The problem with Conor is he thinks he deserves super fights every time. So I don't like where it's going. Like, bro, you're a 155-pound fighter in the UFC. I don't care if these guys aren't on your level yet. You have to beat who they put in front of you. And you can't keep running from these guys because there's a bigger payday somewhere else or there's a bigger payday outside of the division. You did what you said you were going to do. You're the double champ. Unless you're moving up to 70 and starting to fight UFC fighters at 70, please, for the love of God, get back in that octagon. You're such a fun fighter. You bring so much to the press conferences, the weigh-ins, the fight. There's so much fallout because of how great Conor is with the mouth and with his skill. Like us as UFC fans, we're getting robbed because he's not in it, and it pisses me off. I get it, Dana. Do your thing. If Floyd, you need to put a deadline on this. If it's not done in a week, tell Conor to get the fucking gloves off, put the fucking the 4-ounce gloves on, and let's go. Come on now. Enough's enough. But, say, hey, I tried. He ran from you. Talk shit about him the whole time about that. That's what Conor should do. But whatever. It's neither here nor there. We just laid out the 55-pound division. Conor's the champ until someone beats him. It's going to be a tough time. They got to sift that shit out, but there's definitely some names in there that are exciting fighters and potential champs one day, depending on what happens with Conor's belt. Would you guys agree with that? Is that a pretty decent assessment of that division?
Yep.
Raging
I'm talking
all the
so
way.
much. I'm raging Carl right now, man. I can't stop. I didn't drink. I swear I'm straight as an arrow right now, but I'm just so excited to be back in this freaking in this call here. Okay, welterweight, 170. You got your champ Tyron Woodley, the raging racist.
Whoa.
Wow.
Holy.
I actually like Woodley a lot, and he's not racist. Like we joked around about that. He actually is just trying to get some fairness and equality for minorities, mainly African fighters. But I again think that these guys
African fighters.
Whatever. I don't know. The black. It's true. I'm not saying anything bad.
Name 3
I don't know why he said that.
Continent of Africa that fight in the UFC.
Yo, I'm sorry. If that was bad, I don't mean it that way. I fucking swear to God. I
still
hate.
in the UFC? Is that
I know, right?
Fighting?
Like, Jesus, does Dave Matthews fight at heavyweight? Because he's South African. Like, I think that could technically count. So we got 2 Africans right there. Oh, Christ on the cross.
Oh, man. Christ on the cross,
fighter.
right?
African fighter.
Well, you got the welterweight division, which is it's pretty stacked in a little bit, in a way. There's not much for matchups because of what has already happened, but, Damian Maia set himself up against Masvidal with the win to now be in line for the next title shot against Woodley because
but
Thompson
I think GSP's drop isn't going to fight. I don't know if GSP's really going to fight Bisping. Now they're saying he might go down to 170 and fight Woodley, so Maia might get screwed again.
That would be so whack. Like, get that fight signed and get it over with already, because I feel like if Maia beats Woodley, he could beat St. Pierre too. Like, it is what it is. Go on a little run here at the end of your career, pal. I like you. You're a likable guy. Anyone who's that good at their craft, I respect the shit out of you. I understand that jiu-jitsu is a boring fight style because it's a lot of, like, setting up and trying to transition into submission attempts. But if you got guys like
this guy?
It is. To the naked eye, it's boring. Not me. I love the transitions. I love, who was it that spoke? I was watching a fight the other day, and, a Gracie fighter, Brian Ortega, he was talking, he's like, listen, when I roll with the Gracies, it's choke after choke after choke after choke. You don't go from, like, a triangle to the guard. You go from a triangle to the arm bar, to the omoplata, anything, omoplata. So that's exciting to me. But you don't get that a lot because it's tough to do. It's tough. These guys are all at the top of their game. So that's why I say it's boring. To the naked eye, it's boring. All right, so you got Woodley, Maia, Stephen Thompson. Great names right there. Top of the class, upper echelon type guys, superstars, without a doubt. And then you got, like, Robbie Lawler, Carlos Condit, Masvidal. Even Cerrone, Neil Magny, who's not there yet, but, anyone who knows anything about fighting knows he's a gamer. Gunnar Nelson, Usman, Tarek Saffiedine. There's guys. Even Matt Brown is a gamer, and no matter what, it's going to be an exciting fight. He's at the end of his career. There ain't no friggin' threat to him doing anything, but, it's an exciting fight, whether he gets his head kicked in by Cerrone or, knocks out someone who's been talking shit about him all week in Ultimate Fighter back when he was on. But I like the way the division's going. I'm petrified for Robbie Lawler against Donald Cerrone. You're the number 3 contender, ex-champ. You're going down. You're fighting a guy who's ranked 8th in the division. It's a dangerous fight for him. He's basically got a lose-lose here. You're expected to win. If you don't win, it looks even worse.
What's his fight camp?
Literally right behind you.
I don't know what Robbie Lawler's doing with that fight camp. Tommy, Carl, have either of you heard where the hell he's
I saw a link. I didn't read it because we were so close.
He's
to
in
the show,
Florida.
So I literally ran.
But
he went to Florida.
Is he
in
back
Florida
down?
With his name from the Black Zillion.
Hoofed?
Hoofed, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
I'm not.
Yep.
I'm out to lunch on that. Like,
kiss that career goodbye.
Hell yeah! If that's the same camp that he's gonna end up selling weed.
Doesn't Joe Rogan love him? I think Joe Rogan loves that guy.
Well, that's nice, and Joe Rogan's a very wise man.
Apparently he's knowledgeable.
But he's a terrible coach.
Apparently, it's just
that doesn't mean
that
doesn't mean you can coach.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. You have to be able to.
It doesn't translate to his fighters. That's
get your
all.
message across. Right? Yes. Good.
Exactly.
Thank you. Absolutely. We're all in lockstep there. But you're looking at this like, all right, I get it. Well, as long as Woodley's the champ, Wonder Boy has no shot. Damian Maia, you deserve it. You're a great fighter. Robbie Lawler, ex-champ. Great dude. Condit right behind you, who I feel was robbed out of the title shot when he fought. Just pure volume alone. Should have had that win. Masvidal looked pretty good against Maia. I didn't think he'd even hang that much, but he did. So I got to give him a lot of credit. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. Magny, okay, I don't hate you, but we'll see what happens. You got Don Kim, Cerrone, Gunnar Nelson, Usman, Saffiedine. Like, this is a pretty stacked division as well. It's just the problem is making these fights. Everyone wants these super fights. Everyone's jumping from division to division. It's like there's no solidarity. There's no real foundation for anyone, putting together a good run and running up the division standings or whatever. But, there's names in here who can and have been champs. We'll see what Woodley does. Are you the real champ? Are you going to beat Maia and then literally sit there and wait for your own fucking super fight? Who knows? But I'm intrigued. I really am intrigued by this division. I want to see where it's going. I would like to see Maia have the title just because he deserves it. I do like Woodley. I know we bust balls a lot on him, but I do like him. So if he winds up retaining the belt, I think it's respectable. He himself also needs a lesson in promotion in a weird way because, you're on a UFC show on cable and you're still having trouble getting promotion. So something's wrong there with you or your PR team or something. Like, you need to hire somebody that's going to get you the right sponsors on the right TV channels at the right time. People knowing your name, not just seeing a guy in a UFC shirt. Like, they need to hear Tyron Woodley, welterweight champ. That's in my opinion. So until that happens, who knows? Hopefully he can retain the belt long enough to get some of the shine off that he deserves. But
I think he's
Tommy,
a
what do you
funny
think?
guy and he's underutilized.
Me too. No,
like,
absolutely,
I agree there,
dude.
right? Like, I think when he loosens up, he's hilarious. He is a smart, funny guy. Like,
and you could tell, dude. It's like the line is so distinct.
Yes.
Like, you could tell from when he's like being uptight to when he's like, I can relax now. Because he makes jokes, he pokes fun at himself, even. That's he's got a personality there. He just like these are little tweaks that these fighters need to make, in my opinion. And I'm no expert. I just figure you got to hire the right people at that point. You know, you got to hire somebody who's going to market you. You're a product. You're a brand, which is what they've been saying at this athlete retreat. You know, like a lot of guys are coming in. Some of the fighters don't get it. Some of them don't care. You know, I don't give a shit about Snoop Dogg. I don't give a shit about fucking this. Give me my money. You know, like, right. He's a gangster. You need guys like that too in fighting. Those personalities are great in my eyes. I love it. That's why I love the Diaz brothers. Right. And how about this? We didn't even say Nick Diaz's name, and he's in that division right there. So, killers, bro. Killers. I love it. I can't wait to see what happens with that division.
Hey, not to cut you off, but Let Me Bang Bro got his ass kicked tonight. Just
oh, my God.
I
can't believe you just did that, you prick fuck. Like, I literally taped it. I don't want to hear you tell me. I want to watch it.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
How about this? There's literally no reason to watch the show because I don't care. I don't care where, Let Me Bang Bro
yes,
his
you do.
hometown.
Trust me, yes,
I don't want to see his fucking home
you
videos. I don't care. What?
Home
yes,
videos?
You do. It's so worth it. It's so worth to watch. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I'm going to watch it. Are you kidding me? I'll absolutely watch it. I'm honestly trying to speed through this because we're approaching like the 2-hour mark, so we got to kind of like wrap this up a little bit here for the fact that we all have jobs tomorrow too. And I really want you to clip this as its own little segment, like put it on YouTube or whatever. All right, middleweight, 185. You got the champ Michael Bisping, who's ducking the shit out of the number one contender Yoel Romero. So much, in fact, that they have to create another interim title for Romero to get his shot to fight Bisping, which I guess is a little bit of a politic there, but, I'm intrigued. Whitaker versus Romero. Whitaker shot up the rankings by beating everyone they put in front of him in spectacular knockout power, Mark Hunt accent fashion with bullet holes of tattoos on your freaking heart, you maniac. He's got fucking hands, dude. He can throw bombs. So I'm really
dude out of
curious.
the Guy Ritchie movie, like the good ones, not the ones he's making now. Like he's a throwback.
Fuck Yoel Romero up. I think Whitaker drops him like third period French, dude. Honestly.
No, for real. After what he did to Jacare, I'm a believer. You can put whoever in Whitaker right now, and I'm totally a believer. I didn't have a guy who that fight
not only has a puncher's chance, has a punch and a chance. Like that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he just bats Yoel Romero around so much that it's not going to take Romero after the second round to be tired. I think he's going to be exhausted after the first.
And not to mention, like, Whitaker's surprisingly quick. He's got, like, spring in his motion. So he usually beats guys to the punch, especially, Yoel Romero's muscle-bound as shit. Whitaker's big, too, but Romero's got that. Second round, he's got all those muscles filled with blood. It's a tough move. What'd you say?
Is that code that he's African fighter, Mr. Whitaker? That's messed up, bro. He got spring in his style?
He's actually Australian, mate.
Oh, Jesus. Aborigine, then. He's part Aborigine.
Yes, Aboriginal.
He's got that run.
Really glossed over Luke Rockhold, who I really feel is a good fighter. He's got the skill set to compete. He was obviously already the champ. Couldn't believe that Bisping knocked him out because of just the way it went down. Such short notice.
Demi Lovato dumped him. That's all I got to say. When that sort of head case says, I've had enough of this, that makes me seriously really think that the guy that he was on The Millionaire Bachelor or The Millionaire Matchmaker, remember that show? He was on that for one show. He was on there for one episode, and he came off like a complete and utter chooch bag. I'm thinking that's really what... I'm thinking that's what
you're right. I don't mean to cut you off, but you're 100%
right.
He
got dusted by Cyclops.
I'll give
he got dusted by
Cyclops. Hold it out.
Oh, God, Cyclops. Oh. Jesus Christ. He's a British Cyclops.
Damn.
When
Weidman lost to Rockhold, at least he made it look good the first round until he tried that spinning wheel kick.
Yeah.
Winning Rockhold close quarters and shit. That's so dumb to me. So stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
That's my go-to.
You're not Uriah Hall. You're not
if I'm
bro.
super close to you, if I'm in a phone booth, I'm spinning, bro. All right, we're doing spinning shit. Me and the Diaz brothers.
Spinning shit, bro. I love it.
Exactly.
Homage to Mr. Nick Diaz. But all right. So yeah, Bisping, Romero, Rockhold, Whitaker. Then you got Musasi, Jacare, Weidman, Silva, Derek Brunson, Jotko, David Branch, Vitor, who's nothing, Talos Latis, Uriah Hall, Smiling Sam Alvey, and Dan Kelly to rounding out the top 15.
That bottom middleweight is rough. Holy shit.
What happened?
That bottom middleweight is a rough division, like in terms of like who cares. anymore.
Right.
Right, guys?
Like, I was literally getting to that. Like, it's very top-heavy, but there's talent up there. There's definitely talent up there. The only problem is the muddledness of, the GSP potentially coming back and, throw him into the mix. He might potentially be in that division, of course, up at the top or at the welterweight division, depending on where he's going. Either way, it adds a nice intrigue to the division and adds some depth to the roster for that specific weight class. But, hey, listen, taking Anderson Silva out of it, looking at the top 8, I'll give Derek Brunson a puncher's chance against some of the guys above him. He could beat Weidman. I don't think he will, but he could. He could beat Souza, especially after Souza lost. He exposed, the fact that he is beatable to me. I actually was thinking like he was probably the best one in that division for the chance. But, it's amazing what one loss would do to a fan's opinion. But I think the names at the top, Bisping, Romero, Rockhold, Whitaker, Massassi, Souza, like, that's fucking murderer's row, dude. Like, how do you fucking weather that storm? You gotta be somebody who's got skill there. Do we still have Kareem? Is he still on the line?
No, I think Kareem, once he heard you say African fighter, just had it. Done.
Fuck you.
Done.
I'm just trying to. I figure 10 more minutes max of the show, and then we can wrap it up. But you guys okay with where I stand on that division? I mean, you got any names that you think could potentially be the title holder if you want to look into your crystal ball real quick?
Aaron Pico, if he moves up, I think.
I love you, dude. If you were next to me, I'd be kissing you on the cheek. I swear to Christ.
Aaron might, after the shine that I'm giving this badge, he's like, here's a 10. You've earned it today, sir.
Does he train in your gym or something?
No, man, I wish he did.
No,
I just get better I get better by osmosis, just by breathing the same air. My wrestling.
Just roll with him and let him rub up against you.
That's what I'm saying.
Into your body.
I'm telling. I'd collect his sweat for Naga tournaments, and then I drink it before. They don't test for shit in Naga, so it don't matter. And I'd just be going in there rolling up motherfuckers. They'd be like, "Wait a second, we're in the Masters 2 division. How is this monster here? He's lying." I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's Aaron Pico juice."
Step off, bitch. Step off, bitch. I got
Give me
that
my belt.
sweat.
Give me my sword. Give me my sword.
That Pico de Gallo.
Oh no, he wears red singlets too. This is fucking amazing. The Pico de Gallo. Jesus Christ.
Love it.
I think we just made a meme. We just made a meme.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful. Robert Whitaker and Massassi jump out at me as the most intriguing names. I think that these guys have staying power. I could see them kind of hovering around the top, maybe even getting into a classic, 3-fight trilogy here. If it goes down like that, I could see those two going at it. Whitaker's got the power. Musassi's got the movement and the skill. So I'm curious to see. Happy for Bisping being the title holder. Good dude. Always liked him. I feel bad for you all, Romero, but screw you. Tim Kennedy beat you, and you fucking sat on the fucking bench. It really pissed me off when I watched that fight.
Enjoy Bisping while you can, because if he is fighting GSP is going to beat him, and he's going to retire.
I thought that fight was off.
While you can.
Officially off.
No, they never said it was officially off. It's just
Dana
not for
actually
the date
did
that
say
it
it,
was
though. Dana did say George needs more time. That fight's officially over. But,
the date is off, but there's too many stories now. One saying that George wants to drop to 170. Bisping saying that he's going to wait for George to just have that fight in October. There's just so many stories, but if he is going to fight GSP, enjoy Bisping while you can.
Yeah. Well,
enjoy him while you can.
Whatever. Hey, Matt Serra knocked out GSP in my eyes, so you never know. Whatever.
Well, I mean,
it's an intriguing division because there's.
Did.
Well,
he legit did.
I mean, in my eyes, anything can happen. But whatever. That's an intriguing division. There's some fights on the horizon that should really quickly iron this thing out because it's been muddy for a long time, and I think fans are kind of at their wits' end with it. So, I hope for the fact of the sport that gets ironed out. And, hey, there's some guys that I want to see getting a shot, and mainly Robert Whitaker, Massassi, I like. Even Weidman getting back to the top of the mountain, I would like to see what happens. But, we'll see what happens with Gastelum fight. So, moving on, we got the light heavyweight division. The main news there is the Cormier-John Jones. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? At this point, John Jones still is on suspension, so he wasn't ranked. But in my eyes, he's the number one contender, of course, over Gustafsson. You know, you got
Before we go
Teixeira.
too deep into this, before we go too deep into this division, is there anybody else other than the top two that we just talked about that anybody gives a fuck about?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, all right, I'll throw Jimmy Mano's name in.
Alir Latifi is a sleepy.
Pico de Gallo.
Yeah, Aaron Pico could eat a baby and compete at 205. Just carry a child with him.
I mean, there's nobody even in that division that.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
I can't pronounce number 15's name on these rankings. Can anybody give me a handle here?
Zinarad and Pigoff.
Oh,
Zinarad and Pigoff. Yeah,
okay,
I actually was working on that. When I wrote down the name, I was like, I gotta fucking pronounce this guy's name. Let me phonetically break
Who's
this thing
punching
down.
your passport? Where the hell have you? Now I know where you were last week. You were secretly.
I love it. But yeah, Tommy, you're right in your assessment. There's like a bunch of foreigners who no one knows much about, which, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, it's the same thing when you start seeing all these international guys getting drafted in basketball. It's like, I don't care. So many foreigners. I'm fucking weird.
Jesus Christ. Thanks, Trump.
I mean, honestly, it's just John Jones and DC. That's
right. And, John Jones is going to hold that belt, and something's going to have to happen because there's no competition for him.
I don't know, bro. I really have this funny fucking feeling DC's going to beat him. I don't know what it is.
There's no question he can, dude. He's got it. That dude's a bull.
I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling.
John Jones is one of the top 5 fighters in the world.
Not with jiu-jitsu anymore. No, it's over, bro.
Well,
I'm telling you,
he'll poke you in the eye, dude. He'll poke you in the eye or something, and that'll be it.
If Herb Dean is refereeing that, he could probably gouge out Daniel Cormier's eye, and it'll still be somehow a TKO for John Jones.
You know what I honestly think is going to happen? I think DC's just going to have this opportunity to throw a haymaker, and he's going to connect and really test John Jones' chin.
Yeah, like behind the ear, throwing off your equilibrium type
shit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just this weird feeling I had. I didn't have this feeling the first time they fought, but I just have this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach that DC's going to pull out some kind of miraculous miracle.
That's your hip, and it's the weather. All right, it's been damp. I get it.
I was going to say, I respect you and your opinion, Tommy. I really do. You're a fucking good dude. You're a good friend. I've known you for a long time. I'm not on board with what you're saying here. I get it, though. He's got a shot, but I just, John Jones out for blood. He hates this motherfucker.
Man. I don't know.
And he's learned jiu-jitsu. Can we get on this for 1 second? This man apparently didn't learn jiu-jitsu even after Vitor broke his shit in that fight. Snap, crackle, and popped most of his elbow. And he still didn't get on that bandwagon until it was the only thing he could do to make like $4 for whatever Chael Sonnen is paying you guys.
So foolish.
Right? Exactly.
You don't learn a new language in a day, bro. You got to put that time in. Like, I don't care. I can go to fucking jiu-jitsu class at 24 hours a day for the next 3 years. It ain't gonna matter. You just don't have enough experience under your belt. Yeah. You got to get in that gym and just roll, constantly roll.
Well, if it's the same John Jones that we saw against Ovince St. Preux, I'm putting my money on DC.
It ain't gonna be.
Stop it now. It's not gonna be.
He's out for blood with Cormier. He wants this dude beat up so bad.
You bring that up all the time,
Tommy. Well, it's the last relevant fight that he's had.
It wasn't a relevant fight.
You're only as good as your last fight.
No, it wasn't a relevant fight. The last relevant fight he had was with a pregnant woman, and he won that fight. Hands down. That was a flawless victory. All right?
Well, I came back. I recently just said this. Actually, I said this yesterday. If John Jones loses this fight, there is no safe pregnant woman in the United States of America.
He did say that. I read it on social media. I definitely laughed at that. That was pretty funny. Good for you.
Hide your pregnant wives for the next month.
You got the John Jones-Cormier beef going on. Outside of that, if your name's not Alexander Gustafsson, even him, he's fucking hurt all the time. He ain't shit. Glover Teixeira, your tooth is in the fucking 5th row of the fucking, I forget where you got it knocked out in.
It's a satellite right now. You can get Brazilian television.
It's stuck in the Earth's orbit.
Jimmy Mano, get Brazilian television. Okay. Yeah, pretty much, man.
I like Jimmy Manuwa, but I think he's a product of shit
Jimmy
below
Manuwa.
him. That's why he's ranked so high.
Fuck Jimmy Manuwa. Right. He's a journeyman that's good at because there's nobody else around in that division.
That's my point. There's no one below him really. Like Corey Anderson. Okay, you just got slept. Whatever. You ain't shit.
Hey.
So whatever.
Hey.
That division's in trouble.
Hey. Do not.
What?
Do not bash Corey Anderson. Do not bash him.
Stop.
What?
Stop. I like him. I do, but he ain't shit. Talk about it only as good as your last fight.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's Corey Anderson.
Heavyweight division now because there ain't shit going on light heavyweight. Like I said, if John Jones beats Cormier or if Cormier wins, whoever wins that fight, they need to get out quick. Take your belt, run, go to another division, try to keep that shine going a little bit.
That new 225 division. Go up there and win a belt, and then go to heavyweight and win a belt. I'm telling you. Pillow talk.
I don't blame you.
With Omar.
I don't. Yeah. I like how you threw on like the sultry, like almost like throaty half like whisper. Like I know I could fucking lay the wood on your ass.
Go to 225.
You're gonna come to the party.
It's called vocal
You're
fry.
coming to the party.
It's called.
Exactly.
Omar's vocal fry.
I got the.
Love it. I love
the Huxtable.
He's doing it again.
The Huxtable pills. I got the Huxtable pills going.
Moving on to the heavyweight division. I truly feel the champ, Stipe. I truly feel that this dude has it. Like, he's a good fighter. He's a very good representative of the heavyweight division, being the champ and all. I like him a lot. There is some names in this division that have staying power, championship pedigree potential. He's beaten most of them. He's beaten the ex-champs that held the belt before. So
there's only one person in that division that is a threat to him. And they're not going to give him that shot yet just because. Oh, really? No, Ngannou. But they're not going to give him that shot yet. They want to.
Speaking of that, Derek Lewis calling his ass out. Like Derek Lewis wants to fight him bad. So that's
is that African violence, Carl? Is that technically
African on African violence? Interesting. Dude, I love it.
Well, I guess once Derek Lewis is done knocking out Mark Hunt, that's the fight you make. Ngannou and Derek Lewis.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Outside of a 7-Eleven, right? That's where that fight's going.
I gotta be honest with you. I was not. Derek Lewis won the fight, but I was not impressed because he was getting his stomach kicked. Something was wrong in there. You don't just lose your breath and be in that much pain for like 4 minutes. Like I feel like something happened. Like, he probably got like a bruised organ.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he bruised his organ. He was giving birth, is what he was doing. The hottest fire that he spit in that fight was the post-fight interview. I think that fight exposed him. I mean, if I was anybody, I'd be just practicing Thai knees from the clinch in preparation for fighting my man right there. Or just if I was Mark Hunt, just uppercuts to the body. Forget trying to reach his head.
Yeah, dude.
Just punch him in the liver 3 or 4 times. He's gonna shit himself.
You catch him on on the inhale, you're fucking him up, dude. Especially if you're Mark Hunt. He's going down hard.
He still has that old man strength, regardless of what time he says. I don't care.
Yes, you're 100% right. So while I like Derek Lewis, he's a guy who needs to still improve before he becomes what he can be in that division. But listen, I don't even know if improving is going to be.
Or he needs to make a show with Rob Dyrdek. I think there's an opening now.
Oh my God, I love it. I would fucking shoot you again if I was next to you, son of a bitch.
He just has to squint. He has to squint a lot, but I think
squint one eye. That's it.
Exactly.
But Fabricio Verdum, Cain Velasquez, Overeem, not so much Dos Santos anymore. You got Ngannou, who is definitely the shining star on the come up in that division. Derek Lewis, Mark Hunt, Arlovsky, Travis Brown. Then you got Struve, and then it starts to go out down from there. Emelianchik rounding out the top 15 with some other foreign guys in there who I don't really know much about or care to care right now. But there is some intriguing names. Verdum lost. He got knocked out by Stipe, but it wasn't like he got caught backpedaling. So it is what it is. He did get knocked out. I'll give him that. But guy like him, he still can make a run here. You got Kane. There's guys in this division. Stipe's the real deal, though. He's holding that shit down. You're gonna have to beat a good fighter if you want that belt in the heavyweight division, and that's respectable. That's what I like. But while we're talking about the non-hype train, he himself also isn't being hyped. You got a heavyweight champ that is putting on an impressive run, beating other respectable fighters. The world should know about this guy. He could walk down the street and 99 out of 100 people won't even know who he is. That's it. No questions asked, and that sucks. He should be on posters. Does he have any endorsements outside of, like, Fit Meals or On It? Like, that's what it is. Like, you need these guys to get real endorsement deals, not just, fighter brand shit. Like, I think that's where the marketing goes wrong. They're not enough household name. It's just ass backwards to me. So, but whatever.
I feel like
you're the marketing guy. You're the PR guy, Omar. You probably know more than me about this. It's just a hunch that I go on.
Stipe could really make, I think, but I don't think he cares to at this point. It's a weird situation where, like,
he said it at one point in an interview. He was like, it sucks. I'm not, I thought the champ would come with a lot more perks or whatever. I just don't feel like I'm marketed enough or the right way or something.
But I'm
not quoting him on that.
And you know what would be crazy? If LeBron won again, and he got on it, because remember the little press piece that they did where he was like very, very welcome at the in the Cavaliers locker room. Yeah, and if he wins, he should be on that float. He should ride those coattails, because I think everybody in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization would love having him around. It'd be some great cross promotion.
100%.
Right?
And carry that belt on your waist, over your shoulder, so people know you are a fighting champion. You're
not just some random usher.
Yeah, you're not the 14th guy on the Cavs bench. You're a fucking fighter. You're a UFC fighter. That's a good
you're
point,
not the
Omar.
Birdman.
That's what I'm talking about. You're the PR guy. Yeah, right. Exactly. Free bird on your neck, like fucking fluorescent color and shit.
Terrible hair. That guy.
So that's where I stand with Miocic. I really respect him as a fighter. I think he's good. That would solve a lot of problems that I just said, Omar. You're a genius with this shit. I literally said 2 minutes before you said that, you're the PR guy, and you came up with that. I don't know if you thought about it on the spot or whatever, but
I just remembered that stayed with me, because what stayed with me, the little images that stayed with me was they looked genuinely excited to have Stipe around them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, LeBron's a megastar.
Right.
Whatever you want to say, 2 Minute Warning, I know for some reason has a bunch of haters.
He's the man, LeBron. Right, exactly.
Whatever. But for him, just giving him the nod, that little image where he was warming up, I think LeBron was, and he kind of looked over. He's like, "Oh shit, it's me. Oh, what's up, bro?" I'm like, "Holy crap, he knows who he is."
Like, you should be getting that from everybody. You shouldn't be doing that to anybody, LeBron.
1,000%.
So respect to Stipe, because he obviously has that respect.
Yeah.
Tommy, outside of Ngannou, do you, or even if you want to speak on Ngannou, a fight for him maybe, perhaps? Like, what would you like to see happen with him?
Well, he's got to fight the winner of Mark Hunt and Derek Lewis. That's
wait that long? Shouldn't there be a fight that he takes in the meantime, like the interim?
Who's he going to fight?
Poverty. He's from Africa.
I mean, there's names.
Verdum is fighting Overeem. So
I was just going to say, Overeem and Velasquez.
One of those two
Overeem
is out.
Are fighting, so are you going to go for Kane?
Yeah. Kane.
No, Kane's pieced together with duct tape and science right now. You can't tell me that Kane, I love him to death, but I hate the fact that we got robbed of what could have been a truly great star.
Yeah.
But by injury and by that crazy AKA death camp. Okay, that needs to get looked into for war crimes, because the things they do to each other in that camp are criminal.
Pull out.
Swear to God.
Right.
Joseph Kony is hiding out in the AKA camp. He's just a fucking war criminal. That entire camp.
Kane is another guy like Khabib. Same camp. You can't count on them.
No, for sure.
You can't count on them.
And all jokes aside, I hate him because he can't speak Spanish, and that's a whole other conversation. We could go for another 2 hours.
You said this already at one point.
We could go for another 2 hours, okay? That weird banana, yellow on the outside. Coconut. He's brown on the outside, but he's really white on the inside. Fuck that guy.
Fucking maniac.
But he really could have been an all-time phenomenal, great star. Who knows? Maybe the 225 division opens up opportunities. He doesn't have to throw around, 260-pound people, so it hurts his, it doesn't hurt his delicate back or whatever. I just think that I think that's a great fight, because either A, you take the last bit of juice out of Kane's, squeeze coming back and give it to Ngannou, you get that, you transfer that hype, and you prime Ngannou for a title shot immediately, or Kane shows that he still has it. He beats back what looks like a world beater, and he gets positioned, depending on how emphatically he beats that guy. I think he gets positioned for a title shot himself, and he shows that he can hold up over 5 rounds. But who knows? He might win and then lose. He might die. He's made out of salt.
Really good assessment. You fucking know what you're talking about here, dude. I respect that.
I have some I get them right sometimes,
And I'm
according
laughing,
to Tommy,
but I'm dead serious.
No, according to Tommy, I have the whole John Jones fight completely wrong because he saw Woodwitch while he's at work in the woods. He visited.
Oh, hey, listen. Tommy's our favorite bad guy here. Like we like to jump on him, but hey, he takes his stance and he sticks to his guns. I respect that.
Man. He gave bones
I wish he would
to
change
this
his
dude
stance
in the
on
woods.
Connor a little bit, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, what do you
Never.
do?
Never. Prick
the
fuck.
one thing he said.
It's on his eyelashes if they caught fire, dude.
Oh my Lord. He's a father now, Tommy.
Hey, right, you're
Come
gonna
on.
let a guy die, and you're not doing that. I don't believe you.
No,
you're all talking.
You're a good man. I
Well,
still believe you,
if
Tommy.
this fight
You're a bit of a
happens
dude
and he
to
gets,
do that.
if this fight happens and he gets $75 million, and if he dies, the kid's gonna grow up rich anyway. So who gives a fuck?
Did you just pull
Moving
Ivan
on, you
Drago?
fuck. You fucking prick.
Drago.
My fucking idol right now.
If he dies, he dies. Jesus Christ.
Right?
Oh my God.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Wow.
Fucking son of a fucking bitch.
That's cool.
I don't mean to do this, but we're just going to gloss over the women's real quick for 2 reasons. One, we were running out of time, and 2, there's not much to talk about here. You got Amanda Nunes and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, basically dominant champs. Shevchenko and Nunes are scheduled to fight. Joanna's fucking, doing the same. She's
Cyborg
she's
needs
gonna fight
to fight.
Rose.
Let's take
Cyborg
2 seconds.
Fight. You're right.
Let's take the last
She did
2
already.
seconds to talk about it.
She just had a fight.
She apparently knocked out Angela Magana's tooth. Magana said,
Yes.
no, I saw a video of the punch. I've hit people harder than that punch was landed. So whatever. They were just too close. She didn't get to extend on her.
Yeah, but she's a
And
bigger
it really
man than
wasn't
you. That's the difference.
Oh,
She's a bigger
wow.
man.
You are so awful, dude.
That's
so awful.
She's more powerful of a dude than you.
I just want to say
Did
something.
you hear?
Betch
did you
Correa
hear that
might have the
interview?
nicest ass in MMA. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, she's
Yeah.
horrid looking. She's
But
awful.
the face.
Awfully
Oh, but
ugly.
the
But
face.
she has the
Oh,
nicest
my
ass
God.
in MMA. No question. Go look it
No,
up.
she reminds me of somebody that probably smells like beets and old farts. I don't know why. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you guys,
I didn't say I would touch her. I didn't say I would touch her. It's just, it's meaty.
No.
It's very meaty. I like that.
There's hay in her hair. There's hay in her hair. I'm sorry. Like if you rubbed your hands through her hair, you'd come away with some stalks of hay. I'm telling you, she's a farm animal.
Anyone
Yes.
listening right now, go check out Betch Correa. BETHE.
Don't do it.
Correa.
No, not if you have a
CRREIA.
Not if you have an ugly.
Got a nice
The
ass.
only thing that's going to come up is Ronda knocking her out, honestly.
Well,
And
you
her
know,
shitting herself?
I've been weighing her ass or something. You'll enjoy it. It's nice.
Oh, no,
honestly, outside of Amanda Nunes and Joanna, really, like Raquel Pennington, I think is a badass. What happened to Tatiana Suarez? She's still in the UFC?
She got deported, I think.
Are you serious?
No,
you're not.
I'm going with the whole foreigners thing.
Yeah,
Come on.
right. I got you. She pretty much ran through the competition in the Ultimate Fighter. A tough bitch, man. A bad wrestler.
Yeah.
Like she's got talent, that girl. So I consider her a girl who can make some noise. Jumping around real quick. I still love Carolina. Claudia is a good fighter. I just she lost to Joanna twice. So until Joanna loses the belt, she has no chance.
I want Claudia's shoulders. I want the definition that Claudia has.
She's got a nice figure, and she's to me, she's like so pretty, that girl. I don't even know what it is. Like I just like her face a lot. But
okay.
That's all I care about when I look at women fighters. Carolina, love her demeanor. Leaning up against the fence with her arms behind her back, legs crossed, like just looking like an adorable little Polish girl who goes out then and like lays the wood to these chicks. So,
this
she did get her ass by Joanna pretty
That's
bad.
great.
She looked pretty
you just
right.
got super descriptive.
She looked pretty good at the end, but outside of like that, like Rose, I like.
Sid from Toy Story.
Hey, stop it.
Yeah.
Yo.
I saw that meme. That's a classic. Classic.
Or like 11 from Stranger Things. I've heard as well. Remember? Yeah. I've heard of that as well. But she's
cool. I like Pat Barry. He's a cool dude.
Yo,
He's
she's
funny,
cool as shit. The only one person
follow
who
Pat Barry on
refused to
Instagram.
smile,
He's got some funny shit.
she refused to
Hyper
smile
guy.
when they had her in that little in the little lineup. That was gangster right there. She's just like, nope.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Thug ass motherfucker.
Yeah, she's like that. Yeah, but she needs a fucking stress dog with her when she travels for her fights. But she's a thug. Fuck out of here.
She does that because she's
flying is scary. Flying is scary, Thomas.
It's just so you can keep your dog with you on the flight in your.
No, it has
nothing
to do with flying. She needs a stress dog. She says because it helps her relieve stress.
You can hide a lot of drug paraphernalia on a dog's vest. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
all right.
Crazy.
So when you're flying, you can whip out the little pen that you tucked into Fido's collar, and you are super straight for a 4-hour flight, allegedly.
You're
all right.
Fucking maniac. You're a maniac.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
don't you knock it.
She's got a fiance to help her relieve stress. And if that doesn't work, double-click the mouse. Relieve stress that way.
My God.
Oh, my God.
What? Oh, my sweet Lord. No.
Oh, my God.
I don't think Pat Barry could fit into an airplane bathroom,
man.
First of all. He's an
right.
enormous
exactly.
man.
You ain't getting into my No Mile High Club with that big fucker in there.
No. Jesus, he doesn't fit in the back of a Volvo,
hey,
for
listen,
God's sake.
She's a fiance. They ain't having sex anymore. Sex ended like 2 years ago with that fucking couple. Don't get me wrong.
Stop it. Don't kill
No one has sex once they get married anymore, especially when you have kids.
Oh, my Lord.
Just looking at those two women's division real quick, the bantamweight and the strawweight. The strawweight looks to be a little more competitive.
How is Holly Holm
right.
ranked number 5 in her division?
I read the same thing as you, and I glossed over that because I just think that it might be just an old list at this point. We kind of look at the same list, I think, because we've been going lockstep like for names. I just think that's an old list, so I didn't even mention it. I like Holly Holm, but
Gina are still on that.
Round of 3, so that's fucking bullshit. Pennington should be ranked higher than her, no question. But you got in the strawweight division, you got Joanna, Claudia Gadelha, Karolina Kovacevic, Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade, Tisha Torres, Michelle Waterson, Joanne Calderwood, Carla Esparza, Ronda Marcos, and then dropping down a couple more. You got, that's when you got Paige Van Zandt, Felice Herrig, Cynthia Calvillo, who I love. Dude, when she had that post-fight interview and she did the Nate Diaz, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. She's
a gangster. She's
so
such a gamer.
Cute.
Holy
love
smokes.
her. Love her from that alone.
But she's like a mascot. She's like the size of a mascot, though, right?
You're right. Very, very.
And what do they all have in common? Not one of them's beating the champ. Next.
They're women?
You're right.
Oh, okay.
You're right. But she's got a tough fight against Joanne Calderwood, who is just got the cutest voice in the world. I don't know if you guys remember her from The Ultimate Fighter. She's got like a very thick Scottish accent, and it's such like a tiny little voice in this girl's body who's like, she'll rip your fucking head off, dude. She's all tatted up. She's not the prettiest girl in the world to me, but she's cute enough with that voice especially.
Well, so, I'm sure she's going to be super excited that she's pretty enough in Carl.
According to Carl, the fucking straw that stirs the drink Gucci.
Oh, my God. Oh,
thanks, Omar.
Oh,
doing numbers
she's
on myself.
No, she's going to tweet you like, thanks. That's that muster. I don't have to kill myself
with a
today.
question mark in parentheses. Like, am I supposed to thank you for that?
Exactly. Like, Jesus
oh,
Christ.
Man. So, basically, we are Pride Rules Podcast. Just gave you the friggin' the State of the Union for the UFC, and I think we got a pretty we're honed in on what should happen here. I know I did most of the talking, but I'm sorry, guys. I was just so pumped up. I had to make up for lost time. I'm just so excited to be a part of this thing, and I really want to grow the brand. Guys, fans out there, listeners, not next week, but the week after, we are moving to a Monday, MMA Mondays here at 2 Minute Warning. We'll mention it again next week to remind everybody.
Right?
And the show time is now moved till 8:30, just to give us a little more time after work. And Omar's a very busy man. Tommy's constantly on call. I got stupid family shit popping up left and right, and job is starting to get a little more busy. So,
awesome.
That's
good.
something I can. Yeah, that's something I can appreciate. At least I get paid for it. Doing favors for the family, they can kiss my ass. But whatever. No, I love my family. I really do. We're all demented, but we're a good mix together. Talk to Tommy off air; he'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But guys, Appreciate it. I think this is a good show. I'm actually looking forward to, like, I'm probably going to listen back right away. But I think we could pull some clips here and set it up for you know, a little bit of promos and stuff, which I also still have to film a promo coming up soon, which
yes,
look for the time
sexy man.
Yeah, we have to do it. And you know what? We're going to start pumping our website more. I'm going to start logging in. I'm going to start sharing, like, stories that I read on MMA, funny memes, little videos and shit, and I'm going to start sharing from our website to the social media stuff, from our website to our group or to our page on Facebook, and then share that out. We're going to start getting drives to that website, which is www.priderulesmma.com. Looking forward to continuing with the Neon Belly blog. I got something in the making here, and I'm about a page left from being done. Hopefully Tommy could bring something. Omar, if you'd stop fucking making moves with your career, becoming vice presidents and shit, maybe you could write yourself a blog too. I'd appreciate that. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You only freaking set up the website with your awesome girl and shit. So, you know, kudos to you guys. But, you know, social media, Twitter, Instagram, at Pride Rules _2MW. I've been slacking a little on the Instagram end, but, again, life is getting in the way. I have to really start to juggle that. I'm losing my voice here. I think it's just late. We did run like a 4-hour show today, so if we were doing a fight companion, the fights would be over by now. We'd be fucking.
We're just talking shit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate your time. Tommy, you have anything to say on the way out, or you're basically done here?
No, man. This was a good show. Glad to have you back, and you know, definitely keep listening in, and I can't wait for the switch to Mondays. I think it's going to be great, especially coming off an event, you know, nice and fresh.
Yeah, we got a couple good cards
mind.
coming up, and it's going to be a good time breaking them down while they're still fresh in everyone's minds, not like 4 days later when there's like the fallout happened and then they're already on to the next thing now. So I think it'll do wonders for us, even with the Bellator fights and, you know, boxing, all that stuff. It's just better to do it while it's fresh, early in the week. So I'm excited for that change. I'm excited to start driving up the website. I want to start pushing the merchandise a little more. You know, everything's got to get another ramp up, but, you know, I don't know why I'm talking about it on the air. We're already at a 4-hour show, but, you know, I guess it's a good time to end it here. I appreciate you guys, you know, taking the time out to listen to us. Of course, we're real passionate about this thing, and we want to grow this brand constantly, and we have a lot of fun getting together once a week and chatting about MMA, which is pretty much a passion for all of us. So for Tommy, TRT, for Omar, the joint manipulator, for the Ghost Man, Chris, the professional cutter offer, for Kareem Cole, we are Pride Rules Podcast, a representative of 2-Minute Warning. Big shout out to Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu. Big shout out to Josh Madama Jiu-Jitsu. Big shout out to the Institute Muay Thai, 45 Car Ave, Keensburg, New Jersey. Big shout out to ADK Fightwear, who is definitely a great sponsor. Their gear is all competition ready. If you guys train jiu-jitsu and you roll, check out their website, adkfightwear.com. You'll find a lot of great shit. You don't have to worry about getting sanctioned or fined or disqualified if you have any tournaments or anything coming up. They got some really good stuff with cool designs. A good man runs the show. What's his name, Joe? What?
Joe Cashin.
Cashin.
Yes.
I was totally
rhymes
off
with
on
passion,
that. But
which you have a lot of.
Yes, Joe Cashin rhymes with passion. Yes, and he does have passion. I'd like to get him on. I'd like to get Mike Burke back on. You know, we got some moves to be made, but appreciate you guys listening in. Can't wait to do it next week already. For Tommy, for Omar, for Chris, for Kareem, I am Carl, the straw that stirs the drink, and we are Pride Rules MMA Podcast, a representative of 2-Minute Warning. Check you guys out next week. Thanks a lot. See you later.